This is exactly right.
Sometimes the hardest part of therapy is just getting started.
For real, which is why having help that's flexible, accessible, and easy to fit into your life matters.
And that's exactly what Talkspace is designed for.
Talkspace therapy and psychiatry is covered by most insurers, and most insured members pay a copay of $0.
Part of the mission of Talkspace is to provide quality care that is accessible and affordable, whether or not you're insured.
Talkspace has really made it just a kind of no-brainer to try therapy. If you're nervous about talking to someone, if you're nervous about the money, if you're nervous about leaving the house, you don't have to deal with any of that. They have covered it. And for me, like, that is best way to get into therapy. Take all the what ifs out.
You know you got to do it.
You know you do.
As a listener of this podcast, you'll get $80 off of your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com/MFM and enter promo code SPACE80.
That's SPACE80. To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com/MFM and enter promo code SPACE80. Goodbye.
New beginnings are exciting, especially when they come with 4 wheels.
If you're shopping for your next car, start your search with Cars.com.
Cars.com has the tools and expert advice to help you find exactly what you're looking for.
With more than 2 million new and used vehicles nationwide, it's easy to search, compare, and find the right fit for you.
Cars.com is there when you're dreaming, planning, or ready to embrace the new.
Start your search with Cars.com.
Where to next?
Goodbye. The best time to think about home security is before you need it.
That's exactly why there's Simply Safe.
Traditional home security only alerts you after a break-in has already happened, and that's too late. Simply Safe is changing that.
Simply Safe's US-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them so intruders never get to your house.
The system is customizable so you can build one that fits your home and your specific needs.
The 24/7 professional monitoring is effective and affordable and won't lock you into a long-term contract.
I think that's what's so scary for so many people is that long-term contract. And like, what if it turns out you don't like it or need it, but they don't have that because they know you'll like it and you'll know that you need it and feel so much safer when you have it. Like at this point in my life, I would never go without a security system on my house. I just feel safer with actually having Simply Safe around.
There's a whole staff at Simply Safe that's waiting to talk to you and help you out. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/MFM.
That's half off at simplysafe.com/MFM.
There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Goodbye.
Hello. And welcome
to my favorite murder.
The true crime podcast you were waiting for.
While it uploaded. It uploaded and you were waiting for it to upload.
Can you believe technology? It's so crazy how long it takes, but also how fast it is.
I mean, within a minute.
Georgia, would you say is your favorite part of technology?
Oh, my first thought was alarm clocks. That can't be right. That's not right. I'm not going to go with that.
I think you should. I think it's, first of all, that makes it sound like you love getting up.
I love alarms.
I love to be alarmed.
I love to be scared. I love to be woken up when I don't want to be.
Like deep REM sleep. Boom. I'm sitting up. I'm upset.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing.
Yeah. That's it. Mm-hmm. What's yours?
My favorite part of technology?
That has to be Twitter, right?
I was going to say email.
Can we check your phone and it'll tell us how long you've spent on Twitter?
Sure.
Okay.
Is it like gigabytes?
It'll also tell you time, like the amount of time.
Really?
Go to. Stephen, you might have to.
She actually put her hand out like I was going to give her my phone.
I know. She would not pass it to me.
There's no way you can access my phone.
Okay, here's how you do it.
All of my dick pics that I'm sending everywhere. General,
Stephen, you're young.
Stephen, how do you do the
battery? Oh yeah, if you go to battery, settings battery.
Oh.
Okay.
Then you can look at last 24 hours or last 7 days, what you've been using the most.
Okay, so you go to settings and battery, and then let's do last 7 days. What's the number one thing you've spent?
Twitter, 56%.
Wow.
And then I come in with your favorite, my home and lock screen, which is 25%. Oh my God, text's only 6%.
You need to start texting more.
That just made me cry a little bit.
That you're on Twitter more than you're texting your good friends.
Than actual interaction with the people that care about me. Instead, I'm on Twitter going like, now I don't want to do a pun, but I do have this idea.
But this is really funny.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
What's yours?
Mine's 23. The first one's, don't fucking reach around out to me like I'm going to hand you my alarm clock. What if I just handed you an alarm clock?
Most precious alarm clock. This is what I
called
use
it my phone. Yeah. What if I called my phone my alarm clock and that's all I use it for?
The facade has gone on for 3 years and now I realize you're fucking crazy.
I'm insane. Or really
Here's my phone.
Stupid. Like way more stupid than you initially thought, you know?
It never seemed like she was stupid on the road.
Yeah.
But I never saw her around alarm clocks on the road.
You never went in my hotel room with me.
I've never been in Europe. Well, that's not true in Australia.
Yeah,
We had we snuggled up.
We did.
That was fun.
I've trashed hotel rooms because I didn't like their alarm clocks before. What if that were true?
And also I'm picturing, I don't know what kind of alarm clock you're picturing. The first one I pictured was like a grandma, the kind you wind up to go off.
Thinking of the ones like from the 70s that had like the flaps. The numbers were like,
oh yeah, those are the best ones.
Yeah, right.
The flip over.
Yeah.
Because then the one I had, I was given an alarm clock when I was like 8 and it was my most precious possession.
I won one when I was like 8 in a bingo and it was like the first thing I had ever won.
Red digital letters? I mean, numbers?
Yes. No, it had letters. Karen. Yes, it was just like, wake up, bitch.
Georgia. Get up. It's a 803.
Yeah, I was like really excited about it.
Did you put stickers on it?
No.
I put stickers on mine.
What kind of stickers? Satan symbols.
Don't forget to worship Satan. And then I'd set the alarm.
For 20 minutes of Satan worshiping. You got to get that. It's like meditation app, but it's 20 minutes of Satan worshiping.
I'm so old that like we used to listen to FM radio, like leave the radio, clock radio, and you could put a timer on.
No.
And listen to the radio and it would turn itself off in like 20 minutes or whatever.
That's so advanced.
Well, I mean, that's what Santa brings to the Kilgariff household.
Maybe because I'm Jewish and can only win good shit in bingo.
That's right.
But that's the only time I've ever won bingo before. And I still remember walking up to the stage and just being like, oh my God. And like, pick any prize. And I was just like, this is the most amazing moment of my life.
Yes.
I remember it exactly.
Of course. Okay. For all adults that are planning things for children.
Yeah.
If you can set up a pick any prize if you win raffle or bingo, like you're saying,
that's why we love Black Elephant. What's the one where you can be like,
White elephant.
Whatever color elephant you want. I'm trying to be inclusive. I'm thinking I'm the black sheep. That's what I was thinking.
Right.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Too.
No, but I remember my sister, there was like a fireman's daughter's luncheon that we went to when I was probably 8 or 10.
That sounds amazing.
And they had a pick any prize raffle and the shit was like 10-speed bikes.
Dude.
And crazy. I mean, like,
but then some poor kids ended up like has to get the last, like a cork board, the last prize. Like they get a cork board.
Or even sadder, the ones that get nothing.
No, you stop
like
playing.
Karen Kilgariff.
Shut your face.
When my sister got an electric motherfucking brother typewriter that was blue. What? She got an electric typewriter. She walked up, picked her prize, shopped. Like
that's
she
like
was
a $200 thing.
Yes. There was really good prizes.
And you got nothing? No, I'm sorry, firefighters. You've done great up until this point.
We loved 9/11.
Thank you for everything. Job. Yeah, it's your biggest. Everyone knows your biggest hits. Thank you. Right now they're fighting insane wildfires in California.
All over California and Arizona.
But learn how to play a bingo game. We're going to get so much hate mail for this.
I mean, no, because my father, being a fireman, our favorite thing to do in the past, I'd say 15 years, is anytime my dad is in any way an asshole, we go, America's hero, ladies and gentlemen, in restaurants. If he's mad that like parking isn't good or something. Oh, look at the American hero.
That's so mean and I love it.
That's how we are.
What do you have today?
Oh,
for our audience.
Yeah,
let's
by the way,
bingo right now.
Yeah, let's I like how when we started this, we used to be worried about how much people didn't like it that we started the podcast this way. And now it's as if we're going off into a tangent and just pushing away anyone who might try to approach this.
Purposefully.
Get out.
Get out of here. Great movie.
Okay.
Not a great tactic for podcasting.
No, for trying to be popular. But that's just it.
Like, we're not trying to be popular.
You can't try to be popular.
Like, you just are or you aren't. It's as simple as that.
It's the natural born thing.
Be drunk, though, while you're doing that.
What?
Be drunk, though, while you're doing that voice.
Look, you can say you know how to be popular. That's what you're like. But shh, come here. Come here. Come here. That's my secret. You can't try to be popular.
Fuck yes. Drunk Karen.
Drunk Karen. Love to whisper. Okay. This is perhaps one of the more exciting pieces of email that we have gotten in my experience on this show.
Oh my God.
Well, I like to overstate things. You know that.
I like to react. So let's do it.
So
perfect.
So let's fucking make podcasts.
So this is why we work together.
This reads as such. On July 12th, while driving home from a long day at work and listening to episode 129, Karen mentioned her good thing for the episode. Lo and behold, your favorite thing was the show I work on. I screamed and pulled over and texted all my fellow Endeavor crew murderinos. Remember I said I love that show Endeavor?
Yeah.
And went on and on about how much I love it?
Yeah.
This is an email from people who work on the television show Endeavor. And she had a freak out, like I'm having a freak out right now, hearing that I said that. And she
Holy
said,
shit.
So I texted all my fellow Endeavor crew murderinos, of which there are so many.
Holy shit.
I've been a longtime listener of the podcast and I've been recommending it to everyone I meet. Thank you. But on no other job have I found so many murderinos.
Aww.
Of course, the ones in my department were known to me, but the assistant producer dropping a stay out of the forest on a particularly wooded location day changed everything.
Holy shit.
Now I'm just in my mind. First of all, I would just like to say this season of Endeavor, I've watched them all twice already. So now I'm just trying to think back of like which one
Where
took
would
place.
you have that? Holy shit, dude.
I'm so excited.
It's like you're basically the star of the show.
I think I've been cast.
You're the most popular person on that show.
Attaches a photo of just a few of us outside the wonderful, handsome, and fabulous Sean Evans trailer, who plays Endeavor, Morse, the detective, the long-standing famous British detective, Morse. And the second photo is a local Endeavorino's stocky photo of me and Molly with Sean whilst filming on location in Oxford. Your podcast has given us endless conversation starters on what are some of the longest days at work. Yeah, it can be long. Mostly at night, in forests, down dark alleyways, filming murders and crime scenes. Our t-shirts and pin badges are the talk of the set, and we speak about it so often that most of the cast, including Sean himself, I want to start crying, are involved now too. And you can hear bye's ringing through the trucks at rap.
That's so cute.
Which is, we have taken a saying from Alaska on RuPaul's Drag Race and transitioned it all the way over across the pond to Endeavor. In order to seek out other more shy murderinos, we occasionally ask if anyone would like a cookie and wait for a meow.
Yay!
We are so ridiculously excited to hear that you are Endeavorinos. I can't. And if you guys find yourself in London again anytime soon, we'd love to have you come visit us and take part in our own 1960s murder world that we call work. Toodle, Pip, and Tata for now. Yolanda, Molly, Lauren, Caroline, Amy, and all the Endeavor murderinos. Stay sexy and endeavor to not get murdered.
Oh my God.
Bye.
Wow.
That is so exciting.
That's incredible.
Sorry, that's just a straight up nerd out fan email.
That's incredible.
For me. For me. Also because there's so many, it's so hard for me to find a show that serves all the things I need.
Yeah.
Which is oftentimes being in the past, procedural, British, a lead man that is like more interested in doing the crossword.
Fatherly-ish.
Yes. I mean,
not threatening.
I'm very easily threatened. I scare easy when I watch TV.
Karen just starts pepper spraying the TV sometimes when it's too aggressive.
It's just so exciting.
That's great. I love it.
I love it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I wanted to say that I have a letter too. Oh,
okay.
yeah? It's called...
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah?
Listen to it.
It's called Steven's Mustache Lost a Roller Derby Bout to Elvis.
Ah, shit, I owe somebody $50. Damn it.
Stephen and all. Last week, thousands of skaters traveled to Las Vegas for RollerCon, the annual roller derby convention. And I have to say, like, I fucking love roller derby. My good friend of mine, Megan, her name was Judy Gloom. She was like an incredible skater, and I used to go watch her all the time. It's like if you have a chance to go watch roller derby, go. It's the most fun.
RollerCon is the coolest thing. I never even knew that existed.
And they're like such badass women, the roller derby gals.
Yeah.
So touted as the bastard daughter of dozens of leagues, RollerCon brings together skaters from all across the world for challenges, workshops, blah, 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 blah. So this year, someone named Nat organized a challenge against a team called Steven's Mustache and a team called Elvis Wants a Cookie.
Yep.
Long story short, Steven's Mustache got their beautiful derby butts handed to them, but it was one of the funnest games. Final score 128-61. So much love from MFM Derby Reno sisters, Franny Panties, number 210, Rage City Roller Girls, Anchorage, Alaska. That's awesome.
Nice, from Alaska.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yes. Go see roller derby and support the gals.
That is... Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. I didn't realize it was RollerCon.
Yeah.
Because I skim, you know me, and the skimming with the reading. But they just said that these two roller teams or derby teams are about to go up against each other, and they named the two. And
Oh, you were serious? You were like $50
I just wrote back $50 on Steven's Mustache. And I only picked that team because it sounded funnier than $50 on Elvis, do you want a cookie or whatever.
Essentially, you owe me $50. It's turning into me now.
You?
Yep.
Because it's your cat?
That's my cat.
All right.
I'm sorry I let you down, Karen.
Steven, put your skates on right now.
Steven's Mustache, be quiet. Someone tweeted us, but someone tweeted us the other day, why don't you let Steven laugh?
What does that even mean?
I'm not sure. Somebody is interpreting things that we've said on here as like that it's somehow our rule that we have a team meeting before the show starts that Steven's not allowed to laugh.
That sounds like a 1980s like made for TV movie. Like, why won't you let Steven laugh? Steve, we won't or something, you know?
Open on an alarm clock with the flippy numbers. Click 8 a.m.
But it's letters. Isn't that weird? It's so weird.
It's so weird.
It's very weird. Okay, we have some summer camp. We have a line of merch. It's special. It's temporary for the summer. It's summer camp themed.
So cute.
So cute. It's got those mugs that look like tin campy mugs.
Yes.
So cute. Hats, all kinds of clothing, a fucking duffel bag that like I kind of need to get myself.
There's some good stuff.
Good shit. Check it out. Lots of different styles of shirts because we know everyone likes a different kind. So check that out. myfavoritemurder.com. Go to the shop.
Yeah.
It's in there.
It's in there.
Yeah. I don't have anything else. Do you?
Steven was at I saw Steven move quickly out of the corner of my eye.
No, he flips his page around a lot.
Oh, I see.
Steven, don't laugh and don't move too quickly.
Don't move.
Yeah, move slowly. Or we're going to have Actually, can you sit in the closet? That'd be great.
The thing that I like about that comment too is Steven is the consummate podcast producing professional. Like he does this for lots of people.
If you could hear him laugh, he'd be doing a bad job.
Everyone would fire his ass. Can you imagine if you're trying to record your podcast and like have a conversation and someone's like,
well, someone besides me and you.
We don't count.
I can laugh I can guffaw all I want.
Yeah, we get to. Well, and also the goal is that you make Steven break and actually make a noise.
Right. He laughs, but he doesn't. He knows.
He knows.
He's good.
Trust Steven, I say, to whoever made that comment.
For 400 episodes.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
And we don't even have 400 episodes.
That's how long he's been here.
He's the most popular in all the land. Who goes first this week?
Karen goes first.
Is it me?
Because last week was the lie.
Stuart Bergwell. Was that?
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Capture your favorite summer feeling with Pandora Jewelry.
Discover a collection inspired by the sunshine, freedom, and unforgettable moments that make the season so special.
Whether you're planning a weekend getaway, gathering with friends, or simply soaking up every sunny day, Pandora Jewelry offers meaningful pieces designed to celebrate your unique story.
From sun-kissed metals that catch the light beautifully to personalized pieces ready to be engraved with your summer mantra, every detail is crafted to help you express yourself with confidence and style.
Explore charms, bracelets, rings, necklaces, and more, thoughtfully designed to complement every adventure and occasion.
Each design moves with you, from beach days and road trips to rooftop dinners, golden nights, and every memory in between.
Layer your favorite looks, mark life's meaningful moments, and create lasting reminders of a season you'll never want to forget.
Find the pieces that reflect who you are and where this summer takes you.
Shop Pandora Jewelry's new summer collection in-store or online at pandora.net and let your summer unfold.
Goodbye. This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace.
Every successful small business starts with someone saying, I wonder if people would actually buy this.
Squarespace gives you everything you need to find out.
From consultations to events and experiences, you can showcase your skills with a customizable website designed to attract clients and grow your business.
With Squarespace's collection of cutting-edge design tools, anyone can build a beautiful, professional online presence that perfectly fits their brand or business.
Get paid on time with professional invoices and online payments. Plus, streamline your workflow with built-in appointment scheduling and email marketing tools.
Head to squarespace.com/murder for a free trial.
And when you're ready to launch, use offer code MURDER to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Goodbye.
You know your favorite summer clothes by what actually makes it into your suitcase.
Find the outfits you'll wear all season long at Quince.
Quince's 100% European linen pants, dresses, and tops are the pieces you'll reach for all summer long. They're lightweight, effortless to style, and they start at just $32.
Their denim is soft and comfortable, and their organic cotton sweaters are perfect for layering when evenings get cold.
Quince's beautiful 14-karat gold jewelry adds a subtle finishing touch.
So I just went to Italy, and you bet I brought my 100% European linen scoop neck midi dress along with me in the color of floral waterfall, and I wore that thing all over Italy. It was like the perfect day to night. It just looked so pretty, and I felt like I looked sophisticated while still being comfortable.
Make your summer wardrobe feel easier.
Head to quince.com/MFM for free shipping and 365-day returns.
Go to QUINCE.com/MFM for free shipping and 365-day returns.
Quince.com/MFM.
Goodbye.
This, I am so excited to do this one. And I was glad to have the extra time because I needed to, I need to actually work on it.
Right. It helps sometimes.
Yeah. And I love it because it is from near my hometown.
Oh my God.
And it is a creepy cult, which is one of my favorite things.
It is.
And I had, so I'll tell you the inciting incident, as they call it in writing. So I have this memory. If you don't know anything about my hometown of Petaluma, which you probably don't.
Everyone knows.
If you don't know about...
Everyone, we all know.
So basically, every picture you see of the Golden Gate Bridge is, the stance is, or the view of it is you standing on Alcatraz in the bay, looking basically what would be westward toward the Golden Gate Bridge. So above that to the right is above Northern California. 30 miles north of the Golden Gate Bridge is my hometown, Petaluma. And that's the first city in Sonoma County. And up there, that's all dairy ranches. That's where it used to be Petaluma used to be the chicken capital of the world, or the egg capital of the world in the 30s.
Where's the chicken capital in the world? Do you guys fight them?
We couldn't hit the number of chickens, but we fucking churned out those eggs.
Girl, get those eggs.
Yeah, I don't know how they decide which of those products you're going to choose.
Yeah.
But, okay, so it's called the egg basket of the world. Anyway, but right outside of my town, that's the town itself.
Okay.
I grew up 5 miles outside of that town where there was like basically cattle ranches. And then further out, 10 miles to 15 miles out of town, it's completely undeveloped dairy ranches. So they're big, huge ranches with thousands of acres because the cows need to graze and they need to eat grass all day long. And they make real good milk, not homogenized.
Because they're happy cows.
Make happy milk.
That's right.
That's right. So, and you've seen this part of the country. They shoot car commercials out there all the time. It's very picturesque. It's like
they shoot cow commercials out there all the time.
They shoot cows out there all the time.
The commercials for cows.
A lot of shooting.
Lots of shooting.
So it's just incredibly picturesque. And, it's also, if you go a little bit south of that area, it's Marin County, it's West Marin.
Okay.
But still this exact same thing and the exact same kind of farmland. And it's awesome. So when I was 8 years old, I was driving. My parents used to, when people would come and visit us, the big thing that they would do is drive people to essentially Bodega Bay, which is the ocean. And we would drive out these windy roads with these beautiful rolling hills, and we would end up at the bay.
Oysters?
Yeah, all kinds of lobsters. There was a place, I want to say it's something Landing. It was a place that we would always go and end up, and they had a restaurant and they had a fresh fish market where literally...
Those are my favorite fucking places. Not just the restaurant, but like they're always in cool like vacation-y spots.
Right. Where they're like, a guy just pulled up on his boat and brought these 4 lobsters. Now they're on ice.
Yeah.
And then here's some fish with their eyes in still on ice. Like all that shit. And when you're 8... my sister and I used to get car sick really easily. So we were always in the backseat of these cars that were like winding. And then you get to Bodega Bay and it would be like probably low tide or at noon.
Right.
And so we'd have to get out of the car and then go into the fresh fish market and then go into the restaurant and have our choice of clam chowder or some sole or fish sticks. And so that's why I cannot eat fish.
That's right. So you associate the smell of fish and eating fish with being nauseous.
Yeah, with being car sick.
And the smell of it. Oh my God. So you won't eat fish.
Can't eat fish.
That's so funny.
And they made it that way. They made both of us that way.
Parents will just ruin you in special little ways.
They really do. And those are the kind of things you can't really anticipate. So anyway, all of that is to say, on one of those trips, one time, we were driving and I saw, and everyone in the car saw, there was like 4 people on the side of the road and they were dressed in all white in these weird wrappy things. It was weird. They were dressed very odd
like
for the time.
Robes and flowing things and shit.
Well, it was like, yeah, I can't really remember. that might be an exaggeration in my head.
They're just wearing white.
But they all had shaved heads and it was women and men. And I remember hearing my mother say to my father, "Ooh, Jim, be careful," and like go around, make sure you don't go anywhere near them. And
which gives them supernatural power, like if you can't even drive near them.
Right. And my mom, who was Mrs. Oh, please, never scared of anything, never like intimidated. And she was like, keep away. And I, of course, as we drove by, I stared at all of them and they were just these weird people that were like staring straight ahead, riding these bikes. And then I'm like, why can't we go near them? And my mom's like, no, we'll tell you. My mom would always say, we'll tell you later. Yeah. And she made it sound like we're going to tell you when we get home. Yeah. But she meant like 25 years. So it turned out that they were members of a cult called Synanon.
Oh my God.
And Synanon was this cult that I'm about to tell you all about right now. But it is, so they're known for a bunch of stuff.
They're synonymous with a bunch of stuff.
Come on. They started as a rehab center, essentially.
Okay. Ooh, that's a good, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
That's how you get people.
Yeah.
And also the guy that started it, the tenets of the beginnings of this organization, actually, it's like he went off and went cult direction. And then most of what modern rehab facilities, the systems and the way they do things are based on is based on Synanon.
Wow.
Like it started there, but then they took it, one went science and the other went, I am, a golden god or whatever. And the interesting thing is if you've ever seen the George Lucas's first movie, which was called THX 1138.
Oh, yeah.
Which is all shot in a white negative space. It's Robert Duvall. He has a shaved head and they're wearing all white and they have these weird things around their neck. Remember that?
Yeah,
and
very vaguely.
It's like this creepy dystopian future where people aren't allowed to have relationships, have children. They take drugs to repress their emotions. And it's very like Orwellian, horrible future. And there are the extras in that movie because it was the early 70s. And when George Lucas went to shoot that movie, no actors wanted to shave their heads because it was the 70s.
And it's like, who are you, Steven Spielberg?
You're
Like
exactly.
a kid.
You're no one. We don't know who you. You're like a local making a movie. So he went and got Synanon cult members to come and be in his movies. So if you ever rent or watch that movie and there's ever like a group or kind of city, they're trying to make it seem like they're in a city area, a lot of the people in the background are cult members.
Wow. That's a cool.
And Synanon, the cult, is actually thanked in the thank yous of the movie.
Wow.
So it's such a crazy story.
Okay,
all right, so
let's do it.
I've painted as much of the personal picture as I can. You know, I love talking about myself. I would continue, but we have to get into the actual facts.
Tell me more about your car sickness.
Well, what's weird about this is when this cult moved in, the people in the dairy ranchers and the people that I grew up around, they're very modest people. They're very keep to yourself, good fences make good neighbors. A lot of them are crazy wealthy, but you would never fucking know it because they work on their own ranch all day long.
Yeah.
And they save and they just drive trucks. They
don't want flashy shit.
No, that's not their style. And so this cult moves in and buys this ranch.
It sounds like Wild Wild Country.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh my God.
It's basically a very small version of that same thing.
But in white and not maroon.
In white. And they didn't try to make a whole fucking city or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing where it was just like everyone's looking around going, okay, sorry, what's this now? What are we doing? Okay. So here's the beginning.
Okay.
This Synanon was founded by a man named Charles E. Diedrich. By the way, I should say that I got a lot of information. There's really good like YouTube short films and interview type things that I got a lot of this from. But there's a 2014 article for Paleo Future blog on Gizmodo, written by a guy named Matt Novak. That has tons of great information and is really good. So I got a lot of it from there. And also from an attorney named Paul Morantz. He has a website, paulmorantz.com. And he's an attorney that ended up getting involved in basically taking down this cult. Whoa. And so he knows a lot of great information.
Cool.
Okay. So the founder of Synanon was a man named Charles E. Diedrich. He was born in Toledo, Ohio in 1913 to upper middle class parents. Also, again, Wikipedia. Thank you so much for everything you do.
No shit.
No shit.
No shit.
His father dies in a car crash when he's 4. When he's 8, his younger brother dies of the flu. Aww. Very common back then. And then his mother, kind of in her grief, makes him, he's really young, but she relies on him like he's the head of the household, which is a bad setup because 4 years later she gets remarried and then he's out. He doesn't take it well. He doesn't like the man she's marrying anyway, and then he's basically out and all bad. He becomes a serious drinker before he's even in high school.
What?
Yeah. So he manages to graduate from high school. He gets into Notre Dame. He flunks out of Notre Dame 18 months later. Still, he's part of our club.
Yeah.
And then he spends the next 20 or so years getting and losing jobs, getting married, getting divorced. He moves to Santa Monica, decides he's going to be a beach bum. He gets remarried.
Is it something you decide to do or you just do?
I mean, the word decide was in the sentence, but yeah, sometimes you just end up in Santa Monica asking for coffee money. He gets remarried again. And his second wife begs him to go to AA, and he finally does. She ends up leaving him anyway, but he does get to AA from her recommendation in 1956, and it works. He totally gets sober. He gets really into it. He's a devotee, and he's like a natural salesman type, gregarious and outgoing. So everybody loves him, and he becomes, like this is his community until they don't love him anymore. Cause he's one of those, as my friend Bradford calls them, a dominant psycho. So he's the kind of person that can't sit back and let other people do things and always has to be, controlling. Yeah. Just a typical addictive personality.
Yeah.
And he also starts doing the thing, which happens a lot in program, where you get in, your life is fucked up, you're insane, you get healthy, you get a little sobriety, and then you start going, this program doesn't work, and here's why. And suddenly you know better than everybody. Yeah. Very typical. So he started doing that, but he was actually kind of right, because the problem he had was that AA would not let drug addicts come to AA meetings. They'd already established Narcotics Anonymous, but they weren't consistent. They didn't have consistent meetings. It wasn't like as strong of a program as AA. So people that were drug addicts trying to get sober kind of had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And Charles Diederich was like, that sucks. And that should, those people need help too. I couldn't read anywhere where it said he in particular was a drug addict, but it seemed like he had a lot of compassion for people that were like hooked on heroin.
Yeah.
So around this time, it's there's a doctor named Dr. Keith Dittman, and he does an experiment. He's taking volunteers for an experiment to see if LSD can cure alcoholism. He has this theory that like if you break from reality, and you can kind of like reset your brain and then not be a drunk anymore.
That sounds fun.
Right? Some people believe in it.
No, it's totally,
it kind of makes sense.
I think ecstasy as well, or Run DMC, what is it called?
Run DMC has helped me get clean.
MDMA.
My Adidas walk on tattered floors and walk all over Coliseum floors. Steven, cut that. Okay, so he signs up for this experiment. And while he's tripping, he has this epiphany where he decides, if AA is not going to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to start my own rehab. And it's going to take people that are addicted to drugs. And it's going to be called the Tender Loving Care Club.
TLC?
Yeah, baby. He's clearly on drugs.
Whoa. That's something that only someone on LSD would think of and be like, that's a great idea.
You know what the best name is?
Because everyone needs it.
And it's just the truth.
Yeah.
Let's say it.
Yeah.
So that's what he actually does. He starts meeting with people that are kind of, there are people that are drawn to him. Has a very plain speaking way of, he's a truth teller, and he's like one of those kind of people, and he encourages other people to be that way. So he has people start meeting at his Ocean Park apartment, and he makes up this thing that becomes one of the hugest parts of this cult. And it's what do they call it? It's called The Game. He calls it The Game. Okay. But basically it's a version of talk therapy where, you sit in a circle. It's usually like 10 people or so. And it starts off with really like normally upsetting questions like, who's the most boring person in this group? Or what thing happened today with someone in this group that made you really mad? Talk about it, or whatever. And basically someone gets picked out of the group, and then everyone starts attacking that person.
What the fuck?
Everyone starts telling that person what's wrong with them, why they suck, why they're a bad person, what they do that's irritating, and they just rail the person. And they can even say things that aren't true, but it's just basically this a barrage of shittiness and insults to break the ego down.
I think this is a bad idea. I just want to go ahead and give my medical expertise thoughts on this.
Well, I was thinking about how that would feel. Like, I told you that story of how one time I thought my therapist tricked me into going to group therapy, and I got really mad because she recommended like a meditation group. But when I got there, they were all talking in a circle, and I had this panic where I was like, I'm firing her. She tricked me. Because it's so frightening, the idea of having to sit there and be in therapy in front of like 8 strangers or 10 strangers. So this idea really does, it's almost like a emotional bungee jumping.
But I have to say, group therapy can be great for people. Group therapy isn't like that.
No.
So that specifically sounds, I mean, I don't know, maybe it works, but it sounds insane.
Well, I think what happens is, and they talk about it in a lot of these articles and stuff, is what it is you get broken down. Yeah. And much in the way that like the theory of like the LSD would break you from reality or whatever, the theory is you're going to get broken out of your little world and have to kind of face the possibility of the other, like what other people think of you, or just that the world is much different than you think.
The worst is happening. Like maybe for some people, the worst is like getting yelled at by a bunch of fucking strangers about how much they suck.
Right. Because if you are, I mean, that is a thing of like being, when you're, you know, having been in a program a little bit, the thing that is very true is addicts have it's a combination of a sense of grandiosity about themselves and incredibly low self-esteem, which is a terrible combination.
Yeah.
So it's like you hate yourself, and then
But don't let anyone fucking see that.
no, and at the same time, you also think you're the best thing ever, and you can't be told anything.
Yeah.
Everybody knows,
And
you
the-
know better than everybody.
And yeah, the same things that happen to all the other addicts isn't going to happen to you.
That's right.
'Cause you're different.
You're the exception to the rule.
Right.
Yeah. All these things. So I think the game maybe was structured in the beginning to set up to kind of break that, but in this very public, very forced, and very kind of awful way that most people fear. That's, I mean, like, you don't have to be an addict to be like, yeah, I don't want people yelling at me
No, I don't want that at all.
ever. So, but here's the weird thing. People love it. So the people that are in this, and also he calls it the haircut when you're getting a haircut.
Oh. Weird.
Yeah, basically. These sessions, the way he did them, they could go on for up to 72 hours.
What the fuck?
Yes.
That doesn't sound okay.
No. That's where the extreme part comes. So when he first starts setting up this rehab thing, he's like, oh, you have to do like 3 to 4 hour sessions 3 times a week. But then the more you sit in it, because did you see that movie about, what's his name? L. Ron Hubbard?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yes. It's that, except for it's much more aggressive.
Yeah.
Where that was more of like, you kind of don't know what's happening. You're like, how are they doing this? Because I don't know what this is about.
Yeah.
This was more like, we attack you, you don't defend yourself, and that's the game.
Yeah.
Can you deal with not defending yourself and being broken down? So, but when they start going into like 72-hour sessions is when he starts getting the sense of how sleep deprivation opens you up to being controlled.
Yeah.
And sleep deprivation, you know, there's, I should have printed it up. There's like the 7 or 10 brainwashing steps that you can take where you can brainwash people. If like you remove the protein from their diet, you don't let them sleep, you repeat the same things over and over, you separate them from their family, all these things. So basically this is what he was doing. But in the beginning, it was with the best intentions. But as he sat there and was able to kind of like commandeer people.
He's probably not sleeping either. So he's going a little bananas as well.
Yeah, exactly. And kind of loving these results because the results are all coming back and being to his credit. And everyone's starting to hear about it. And people, and the word around town is this is actually working for people. People are actually getting clean. So like it starts to get popular in Hollywood, of course, because like this town is of course filled with addicts and people who love things like that, the attention. So they used to have like a night where people would show up that weren't in rehab, but they would just go to play the game.
Whoa.
Just to be in there. Like Leonard Nimoy used to do it. And, that's the one name that stands out. But anyway, but also it was popular because a lot of jazz musicians who were really popular at the time were addicted to heroin and went there to get off. And so they started having these music nights. So people were just there and it became this community where people were like, this is a cool place to be and you don't have to drink and you don't have to do drugs, but all this cool stuff is happening and people are being real and people are telling it like it is. Yeah. So people get really into it. So it starts getting all this good press. Diedrich is claiming that there's an 80 to 100% success rate.
That's not a thing you should say.
Yeah, that seems a little extreme. Yeah. But that's what he's saying. They start to get really good press. Life magazine does a 14-page spread on Synanon, and the title of the article is "A Miracle at the Beach." Wow. And and eventually they made a movie about it a couple years after that. It becomes like the talk of the town. And so once all of that kind of positive press, some politicians talked about it on the Senate floor, like there was finally a cure for addiction. And so they start getting crazy amounts of donations and huge donations to the point where they had a house in Venice Beach that was kind of shitty and they make so much money that they by, right on the one, when you in Santa Monica, when you get onto the one and you start driving up PCH, and there's that big like hotel on the beach that's kind of old fashioned looking.
I think so, yeah.
So that place, hold on, let me turn the page. It was called Club Casa del Mar, and they moved Synanon into that place.
Oh my God.
They were at one point making $10 million a year
Holy shit.
with this rehab facility.
It's like us in this podcast.
So Eartha Kitt hangs out with us.
Yeah.
All the greats, all the jazz greats.
We make Steven play all the instruments.
Now the problem is there are no licensed therapists. It's all based on Diedrich's theories and the game, and there's no governmental or like health department overseer of any kind. No. And of course, that plus $10 million, people go nuts. So
more money, more crazy people. Yeah, that's what they say.
That's how that old rap goes.
DMC song.
So the first 10 years of Synanon can be called a success because he really did set up this program for people to go to. Yeah. But then the next 10 years start. And of course, everything goes apeshit. So in 1968, two things happened that changed everything. They had started what they call a club for the non-addicts that wanted to come and play the game. And, there was at one point 3,400 members of this club.
Of
non-addicts, but they would go down to that crazy place on the beach and they would go do these sessions and get real with everybody and yell and be told things about themselves. And so Charles decides to open up the community. Because when you were there, you had to, when you signed up, you got there, you immediately quit whatever drug or drink cold turkey. So you just had to get through your
withdrawals
and everything by yourself, or just wrapped up in a towel or whatever. And then you had to stay at the facility for 2 years. And that's how you rehabbed. So that's when they started the house in Venice, he really was giving people who were heroin addicts that were literally on the street a place to live, jobs, things to do. They moved to the Santa Monica beach, the crazy hotel. Like if you saw this place, it's so crazy that there was a rehab center there. An unqualified rehab center. And so everyone starts working at the rehab center. So they decide that the people who have joined the club are now allowed to, with hundreds of dollars a month donation, they're allowed to live in the facility and experience the lifestyle. So
we just don't do drugs.
Yeah, but it's the you learn to play a instrument, or you chop vegetables or whatever you do. You do whatever and participate in the cult, in the organization, without having to be an addict. And so that brought in a whole other revenue stream. And
that's so weird.
But then also Charles made a new rule, which was instead of the 2 years, because what was really happening in reality, which went against his 80 to 100% success rate, the fact was that when people would leave after 2 years, they would immediately go back to doing drugs. And so he tells everybody, instead of 2 years, you now have to live for the rest of your life here. What? And that's how you get clean, and then you take all of that health and well-being and you put it back into the organization and you stay.
That's bananas.
It's crazy, but that's what people started doing. So it becomes this it's like a commune. It's like he's trying to build a utopian society. That's his whole line of thinking. And the pitch is we're remaking how you live. Yeah. And that's why those lifestylers would come to live, because they're like, I'm not on drugs, but I love this idea.
That's when it sounds like a cult to me. As soon as that happened, it sounds like a cult that you live here forever now.
Yeah.
Then it's okay, this is a fucking cult.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's the number one rule is giving your entire life over to someone else's made up belief system that they they were not qualified to make up in the first place.
Yeah. And then they have no autonomy anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
That the idea is no autonomy. They like that.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. Yeah. And, but all these people do it, and smart people and talented people and people who have lawyers and doctors and shit like that. So they really are starting to build this community, and it's making a ton of money, and it's branching out everywhere. There's people everywhere, even if they're not addicts, that are kind of devotees to the Synanon organization. So he starts calling it, when he says, now you're going to stay here for life, he starts calling it, it's not a rehab facility anymore. It's a human progressive program.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Do you want to progress? Then you better stay in this hotel on the beach.
Sounds like a human progressive program. That just sounds like a way to mask. Like if you were to be like, you're not eating human flesh, you're eating the protein of of
your fellow man.
Right. It's just like rewording something really awful.
Well, and also I think it speaks to how much the game, instead of being this like, I had a breakthrough, it was actually breaking people down.
Yeah.
Because it is detrimental to your ego and to your self-esteem and everything to have people just being like, you know what I hate about you? Or it's like...
Then also, like, the people who are yelling all these things at you, like, they're getting this fucking complex too, probably, where they're getting total boners by screaming at people and telling them how fucked up they are.
Of course. And everyone, and, if you're... Whatever it is that's going on there, if you're not sleeping, whatever kind of... If you're on a restrictive diet, if you don't have enough, like, protein in your system or too much sugar...
And you're an addict who fucking... already drugs and shit.
Yes. So you already have tendencies, like for me, if I'm not drinking or if I'm not doing drugs, then I'm just doing something else to the extreme. I'll shop all day long, like weird shit. And that's the personality, because it's about consuming and quantity.
Yeah.
And all this, it's so crazy. And you don't trust your own brain.
Yeah.
So essentially he breaks people down, brainwashes them to believe that they need to live there. And then they're like, you're right, I do want to be in rehab for the rest of my life.
Okay. I tried it and I can't function in society. So yeah, I'm going to fucking stay here.
It's so much easier to be here, be sober, and just do whatever this guy says.
Man, I was in rehab for 14 days and I was like, get me the fuck out of here.
You noped out.
I noped out. I was 14 and I knew better.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're taking the whole time they're taking this money and buying big amounts of property with this money. So in Oakland, they bought, I think it's called the Athens Athletic Club, which was this big, gorgeous old building, cost $10 million.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And they're basically, putting these rehab centers in places where they're really needed, where, there might be a bunch of drug addicts or whatever. And then it's just basically, they're like absorbing up all of the people of society that like AA isn't going to deal with them.
Right.
The cops don't want to deal with them or whatever. So they just are like, now you'll live in this big house.
Yeah, we've solved your problem. You're not going to do drugs, and you have a place to live and work for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Now do every single thing we say.
Right.
So, so they're doing that all around, and basically, when the authorities start hearing about the lifelong rehab facility thing, they smell a rat. But before they can investigate, and they had so many lawyers and they had so much money. It reminds me so much of the bad blood thing I went on and on about last time. It's that thing where when you have so much money that you don't have to do what the normal law says.
Yeah.
And that people can't fight you and you know it, so you just break people.
Yeah.
Like that's what happened here. So before anyone can do anything about, you're not allowed to have a lifelong rehab center, and they move out of Southern California and they move up to Marshall, which is basically the town, which is tiny, that's in that area that I was talking about. Outside of Petaluma.
That's on fucking Car Sickness Road.
It's basically halfway between my hometown and Bodega Bay. Center of car sickness, right?
Wow.
So they first land in Tamales, which was our rival high school.
Okay.
We used to play Tamales and hate them, and it's hilarious. But there was nothing else around. It's like both schools had 300 kids.
Yeah.
But then they bought like an old radio station in Tamales, but then they ended up buying Walker Creek Ranch, which was a 1,700 acre ranch.
Wow.
That was, I mean, like right, it's so funny. It's just right where I grew up. And they begin this utopian society like on this ranch. So they build these hexagonal yurt type of things, these buildings that are in hexagon shape, so they don't need heating. You know, they don't need, like, they're doing all these things kind of to be the cheapest. It's like the cheapest way they can live, because they have to house like thousands of people. They all start wearing overalls.
Oh, you lost me.
Yeah. In my child's memory, they were not wearing overalls on those bikes. They were wearing like almost like Hare Krishna white
Maybe
things.
they were higher ups or something.
Ooh. Yeah. Maybe they had bike privileges and that meant they were in charge.
That you don't have to bike. No one can bike in overalls. Everyone knows that.
No, it's flowing cloth that you want to bike in.
You got to. White cloth near spokes.
At some point, to show solidarity with the men, all the women shave their heads. And I swear, I mean, I know it's a cool look, especially if you like have a nose ring or, you know, you're a punk or whatever. But seeing just like a bunch of 37-year-old women wearing like glasses of the day, those weird round secretary glasses, but with shaved heads, is so unnerving.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
Well, there's something about a group of people with perfectly shaved heads, like more than one, essentially, like with the same length hair, that you're like, they're up to something. That's a gang. They're up to something no good.
It's a gang or a concentration camp. Like nothing good.
Yeah.
Nothing good is that visual.
Totally.
It's upsetting. Yeah.
Totally.
So, they also, Charles declares Synanon is now a church. And so he gets tax-free status.
Shit.
Because they can't be, they're not a nonprofit anymore.
Right.
Which is what they were when they were centered in Santa Monica.
Right.
So he has to make that change. So now they're a church, they're tax-free, and all the money that they're starting to make is just go straight into his pocket. And they had started getting people, this is something the Moonies did too. They basically got the members who were in like full like cult mode to go out and get donations from businesses and from like individuals. And that the donations made up a huge amount of the income of the organization, because there would just be these like shaved heads, like zealots that were like getting,
like we're a religion.
Encouraging people. We're a religion, and we're curing people of addiction.
Okay. Yeah.
So they were really selling that point. At this point, Charles is married to his third wife, Betty, and he sets up something called The Wire, where it's essentially a PA system that goes to every building they own. And then he hangs a microphone. The one article I read, it said they hung it right above his seat at the dinner table, and he would just sit there and talk all day and all night.
He sounds like Jim Jones.
Yes, it's totally Jim Jones.
And it's the same time period too, isn't it?
In fact, a month when they went down. Well, we'll get to that later. Okay. Will you remind me?
Yes.
Okay.
There's part of that in my story too, so I can.
Is there really? Okay. So it's totally Jim Jones, where it's just droning on about what they are versus the outside world.
You can never like have thoughts.
No. And it's always him. It's what he's telling you it is. So he's telling you the outside world is, you know, we need to keep together. This society is the best way to live. The outside world is trying to make us addicts again. We can't let that happen. And he's just brainwashing constantly, brainwashing everybody. In October of 1972, the San Francisco Examiner runs 2 articles about Synanon, one describing it as, quote, the racket of the century. And Synanon sues the Hearst Corporation for $40 million.
Holy shit. That's ballsy.
It's super ballsy. What's crazy is the Hearst settles out of court with them for $600,000.
Hearst gives them
almost $1 million just to go away.
Shit.
And they see that as this huge victory.
Yeah.
Now, not only do they have way more money, but then they also are keeping people from from exposing them, essentially.
Yeah.
And so then it kicks up a notch. In 1974, Synanon starts contacting parole officers around the Bay Area, asking if they have any juvenile offenders because they'll take them in.
Yeah.
And so the court system starts sending juvenile offenders to Synanon. And it's like, it's such a bummer. It's kind of like what later on is like those outward bound kind of like, are you a bad kid? We'll make you hike it off.
Oh God.
Except for Synanon was just this ranch, and these, it was mostly boys. They would show up and they were just like, what the fuck is this? And they were, of course, made to do the game, and they were made to, but none of them wanted to do it. So they weren't there voluntarily, and they weren't addicts. So they were rebellious.
Yeah.
And so they were like, yeah, fuck this game, and I'm not doing this. And fuck you if you're telling me I'm a piece of shit. And like, they fought everything.
Yeah.
They were made to march like day and night.
Oh my God.
They got woken up in the middle of the night, made to march. And when they rebelled, when they were trying to do the game, and Charles Diedrich realized they weren't going to be willing participants, he removed the one tenet of the organization that the organization was founded on, which was no violence. Yeah. And he starts this thing called the Imperial Marines.
Oh no.
Which is basically his muscle security within the cult.
The Imperial Marines.
The Imperial Marines. So
badass.
when these punks are up doing the game and they're not playing, 3 guys walk up and just beat the living shit out of a kid, and with all the other kids sitting there watching. So the kids start running away from this ranch.
Yeah.
But you're out. This is okay. I'm telling you. Now I've complained that like, we couldn't get pizza delivered and we never had cable and all that shit.
Yeah.
Out where these people are, there's no street lights. You are out in the middle of nowhere, and it's pitch black at night. You see, it's like the stars and the moon are your light.
Holy shit.
And that's fucking it. And cars driving down the street, and one car would drive by maybe once every 4 hours.
my
Like,
God.
you're out in the middle of nowhere. So these kids would get up in the middle of the night and run away, and they would go to the neighbor's ranch, and the neighbors were 2 people named Alvin and Doris Gambanini. Now, the Gambanini's ranch was really well known in Petaluma because they used to have these big barn dances out there. So if you lived in Petaluma, you would go out, you pay like $10, and they had like live music, and people would dance, and they had a bar, and it was like a whole thing that they used to do. It's very country of like, we'll have our own bar. I
love it.
We'll make our own fun. So, and the Gambanini family, you know, they were cattle ranchers. I can't remember if they were dairymen or if they actually bred cattle, but they had a humongous ranch of their own. So they were like, when they moved in, it was just like, oh no, who are these weirdos? But for the most part, people kept to themselves. It was not that big of a deal. Well, suddenly in the middle of the night, you know,
they
have teenagers knocking on the door who are beaten senseless. There's one kid, there was a really amazing obituary when Doris died. When she died, they talked about all of this involvement that they had, you know, against their will, but kids would knock on the door, they'd bring them in, she would comfort them, she would give them something to eat, and then Alvin would pay for their bus ticket home.
Holy shit.
And they would be the ones that were like getting these kids out of this cult. And they said in this obituary that she kept all the thank you letters from the parents when the kids finally got back home and were like, these are the people that helped us get there.
Oh my God.
So the Gambaninis were like huge in helping these poor trapped children and these poor people who were just like out in the middle of nowhere. But so the rumor starts going around town that these people are getting violent and they're getting militaristic and they're starting to buy guns. And so they're starting to get worried, and they're like, they have a common fence line. There's an easement on it from the Walker Ranch side. And they're like starting to get worried about who owns what. And like, it's starting to get worrisome. And they start finding out that the kids are running away and the Gambaninis are helping them escape. And one night, Alvin and Doris are driving up their driveway to go home, and their truck gets surrounded by all these shaved head overall people with hammers.
Oh no.
And they attack the truck. They bust out the driver's side window. They grab Alvin, and Doris has to hold him and keep him in the truck because they're going to pull him out to beat the shit out of him. And they get away. They get home. They get safe. They actually knocked out Alvin's front teeth.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And so like, it's fucking like, it's on. It's like war with them and everybody around them. And it's really violent. It's like they are letting people around the area know. There was another story about somebody in a purple truck hit a Synanon member who was on a bicycle. And
that's why your mom was like, give them a wide fucking berth.
That's what it is. Because then they went into the town of Tamales, found a purple truck, waited for the guy to get into his truck, and then beat the living shit out of the guy that was in the truck.
Holy shit.
So they're going crazy. And it's all being fed by Charles Diedrich on the wire, telling everybody that everyone's trying to get them. And they need to get before they get got type of shit.
Yeah.
So in 1977. Oh, and by the way, just because it's like you hear that story about the Gambininis and you're like, so call the cops, have them arrested. But these people had legal teams. They had so much money and they had so many lawyers. They knew that if they called the cops on them, they get arrested, they get out, and then the revenge would come. So they didn't do anything. And they found out that over 20,000 businesses and organizations were giving to or interacting with Synanon by the late 70s.
Oh my God.
So it's 1 out of 5 corporations in the Fortune 500 were donating or doing business with the organization.
What the shit?
Like they had infiltrated all these places under the guise of, we're helping addicts get clean. We're a rehab center.
Yeah.
Okay. So in 1977, Charles' wife, Betty, dies of cancer.
Okay.
And this is when it all goes crazy. Okay. Because up until this point, it's crazy enough.
Yeah.
But they said that his weirdest, craziest tendencies, she was keeping under control.
Yeah.
And when she dies, he now decides he's going to pick a new mate. He's in his, late 60s, he picks a 31-year-old. Then he decides no one should be married. If he can fall in love with a stranger, so can anybody else. So all the married couples they're switching partners.
No.
And the cult decides who their new partners are. They make a big spreadsheet.
Oh my God.
And reassign everybody's
it's like a
partners.
fucking wedding dining seating chart.
Yes.
The fuck.
But so that year that he decided to do that, 600 couples got divorced.
What?
So they could be reorganized into different couples.
And that's true love.
It's
folks.
so crazy. And he never liked kids being around, so he'd always kept them separate, and that would always be like, you can see your kid once a week. And in the early days, for a lot of people, they were like, you're insane. But then, of course, later on, it was how it should be. So all the kids were kept at the school, what they called the school, and they basically listened to his teachings, were taught to worship him.
My God.
The little kids did the game. Like
my God. What the
There's
fuck?
a picture. You can look it up. There's a picture online of a little boy sitting in a chair yelling like he's doing it to somebody else.
Put it on Instagram, guys.
It's fucking nuts. Okay, so everybody gets a new husband or wife.
Great.
He tells all the men they have to get vasectomies. Any woman who's pregnant has to get an abortion.
No.
They're shamed into getting abortions, yes, because he doesn't want kids there.
Holy shit.
Yes. So the health department, there's been complaints everywhere, but nobody can take action. So the health department contacts Synanon to say they're going to come and inspect the ranch because they have gotten reports of child abuse there. And Charles basically tells them, if you show up, you're going to get a beat down.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And they think that when he won the lawsuit against Hearst Publishing, they think that's what made him start to believe he had all the power and that like basically his money was going to buy him out of everything. So, but hearing that, he's getting more and more paranoid.
Yeah.
And his what he's saying on the wire, across the wire, is getting more and more paranoid and all about basically it's turning into a militaristic thing. He then decides he has to cut out the uncommitted members of the organization, and he brings the membership down to 1,000 people. So sounds like it was pretty huge at one point. Yeah. But he basically is so paranoid that even the people that are there that are shaved heads, vasectomies, dedicated their whole life, he's like, not enough, you're out.
Damn, they got lucky.
I know, for real. So then August 1978, the NBC Nightly News airs a segment about Synanon and how it's a cult. And after the broadcast, several executives, NBC executives and corporate chairmen get hundreds of death threats. Hundreds of death threats. Because there's so many Synanon members kind of like all around, and supporters of it. And then soon after this, two members of the Imperial Marines put a de-rattled 4.5-foot diamondback rattlesnake into the mailbox of attorney Paul Morantz. He reaches in to get his mail. He gets bitten by a 4.5-foot rattlesnake.
No.
Humongous. And he is hospitalized for 6 days. So
holy shit.
What happened was Paul Morantz brought a lawsuit against Synanon because, and I'll try to tell this the quickest way possible, but essentially what happened in 1977, this woman was kind of having a nervous breakdown. Her husband was really worried about her. He was like, they were trying to make a plan of where they could bring her, what to do. And he had her drop him off at work. And she went to the family planning clinic in her neighborhood to ask if she could have a tranquilizer, because she was having like all these thoughts and she couldn't calm down, she couldn't stop crying, and she was losing her shit. And the woman who worked at this family planning center was in Synanon. And so she sent her to Synanon. They take her in. They don't let her leave. She's like, no, I don't want to be here. And they're like, no, you need to be here. And she's like, I need to call my husband. And they're like, no, he wants you to be here. He doesn't want you.
Holy shit.
And they're like, we're your family now. They keep her for 2 days in that Santa Monica crazy hotel on the beach. And then they ship her, they bus her up to Walker Creek Ranch, where they do the game on her. They do all this shit, and she has a psychotic break.
Oh my God.
Because she's like...
Kidnapped.
She's been kidnapped. She's been told her husband doesn't want to be married to her anymore, and that this is her new life.
Oh my God.
So when they finally... So the husband, of course, is frantic. He calls the police. They say there's nothing they can do. She's a grown woman. If she wants to join that cult, she can. Yeah. Like all that shit. He can't get anybody to help. And he finally gets referred to Paul Morantz, the attorney, who had had a little bit of experience of getting people who had been put into nursing homes against their will.
Oh, wow.
That's how he had kind of started. And so he was like, and he heard the story and was like, I absolutely have to do this. Wow. This is fucking crazy. Because he finds out when he calls like the health department and all that, the people are like talking in whispers, like, yeah, we really can't do anything and whatever. And he's like, who are these people? So he devises this plan. He has the husband call the wife. They demand to talk on the phone. And then he basically says, keep asking her if she wants to come home until you get her to say she wants to come home, so that we have the verbal, thing that she's being held against her will. And then he went in and was like, now we're taking her. And they were like, fine, you can take her. She's like, cause she wasn't contributing in any way that was meaningful. She couldn't go out and get donations. She's psychotic. Yeah. And so they said, you just have to sign this waiver saying that we're not responsible for anything that happened to her while she was at Walker Creek Ranch. And he was like, sounds great. I'll sign that waiver. Signs the waiver as the attorney. They leave, and he slaps on the lawsuit for what happened to her in Santa Monica when she first got taken. Yeah. Because he was like, are you crazy? Yeah. Like, we're taking you down. Yeah. So he sues them for damages, and he wins, and they have to pay him $300,000. Oh my God. And so that's when Charles Diedrich is like, we have to take care of this guy, and sends out 2 members of the Imperial Guard to put a fucking rattlesnake in his mailbox.
That's crazy.
Which absolutely would have killed him. Yeah. Like a snake that size. Yeah. So insane. Okay, so that basically is the beginning of the end. When that story breaks, that they have done this thing, they get caught, like it's all immediate, on top of the news reports that had started to trickle out. They go and they arrest Charles Diedrich. He's drunk when they arrest him.
So this didn't work.
No, this whole time he's been running this fucking cult. He's been drinking. And apparently at one point he reintroduced acid, where he was like, yeah, and you guys can't drink or do drugs, but we should all be doing acid because it's going to help us open up. He's
probably so bored having to stay in that fucking ranch all day. He's like, you know what? Acid's fine now.
Acid's fine too. But he was completely a drunk. He agrees to a plea bargain to avoid jail time because his lawyers say that his health is so bad that he would die if he went to jail. In that plea agreement, it stipulates he has to discontinue serving as an officer and the director of Synanon. And the other 2 cult members plead no contest, and they end up going to jail, even though they were brainwashed into fucking doing it by him, for him. Yeah. So in 1980, and this is the coolest part, and this is the part where like the movie will be based all around these people, in my opinion. Yeah. There's So Point Reyes is a tiny town.
Oh yeah, they got good cheese.
That's right. Right north of the Golden Gate Bridge. If you basically went left instead of up the freeway and you went stick to the coast, Point Reyes is right there. There's a very famous lighthouse and it's gorgeous. They have a newspaper there called the Point Reyes Light. And in 1975, it was bought by husband and wife, Dave and Kathy Mitchell. And so they've owned it for 5 years. They keep hearing these stories about Synanon. So in 1980, they, along with Professor Richard Offshee, who taught at Berkeley, they write an expose of Synanon, and the articles that come out in this paper break nationwide.
Wow.
Basically crack the story open like as this what it is.
Yeah.
And they end up winning the Pulitzer.
Holy shit.
For it. This tiny newspaper
amazing.
in a town that probably has 800 people in it. So basically, the IRS gets rid of Synanon's tax-exempt status and orders them to pay $17 million in back taxes for all those years that they pretended to be a religion.
That's gotta hurt.
So they go bankrupt, and by 1991, they're disbanded, although there is a branch of Synanon that was founded in Germany in 1971 that still exists to this day.
Oh my God.
And Richard Diedrich died in 1997, which means he completely could have gone to jail.
Yeah.
And should have, because really he made those two guys who were just brainwashed cult members do it. But he didn't. And then Richard Offshee, that professor, says that of the 6,000 to 10,000 residents of Synanon between 1958 and 1968, only 65 people were ever rehabilitated and lived normal lives in society afterwards.
What the fuck?
That the entire thing was a fucking lie.
Well, no shit.
And that is the cult of Synanon.
Dude, that's the craziest story I've never heard of in my life.
Isn't it the best?
Yeah.
Shave your head.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do whatever.
But I'm not wearing overalls. That's where I drop. I'll join a cult. I'll shave my head. I'll fucking handle snakes. Not wearing overalls.
You'll put a snake in a mailbox if need be.
Anywhere.
But not, you won't go so far as to wear overalls.
No. Well, that was amazing.
Great, thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
I have to pee.
Capture your favorite summer feeling with Pandora Jewelry.
Discover a collection inspired by the sunshine, freedom, and unforgettable moments that make the season so special.
Whether you're planning a weekend getaway, gathering with friends, or simply soaking up every sunny day, Pandora Jewelry offers meaningful pieces designed to celebrate your unique story.
From sun-kissed metals that catch the light beautifully to personalized pieces ready to be engraved with your summer mantra, every detail is crafted to help you express yourself with confidence and style.
Explore charms, bracelets, rings, necklaces, and more, thoughtfully designed to complement every adventure and occasion.
Each design moves with you, from beach days and road trips to rooftop dinners, golden nights, and every memory in between.
Layer your favorite looks, mark life's meaningful moments, and create lasting reminders of a season you'll never want to forget.
Find the pieces that reflect who you are and where this summer takes you.
Shop Pandora Jewelry's new summer collection in-store or online at pandora.net and let your summer unfold.
Goodbye. Every piece of furniture you own has a story.
Sometimes it's an heirloom, and sometimes it came with the house because it was too heavy to move.
If you're ready to start a new chapter with your home decor, there's Article.
Article makes it effortless to create a stylish, long-lasting home at an unbeatable price.
They take great care in curating their collection, focusing on pieces that stand the test of time.
We've talked about Article for a long time. There are pieces in that catalog that are so affordable that are room changers. And if you go through there and there's like a little something you don't even realize you need it until you see how they have stuff set up or what style combinations that they're doing, where they do the boho chic, there's mid-century, it's a little bit modern, it's something new. Like there's so many choices in there and it's not going to break the bank.
As someone who's interested in tons of different styles and time periods, Article covers them all in one place. I love that.
I know I've mentioned already how much I love my entryway table, but I swear to God, because the path that it's on, I pass it 4 times a day, and I love it more every time.
Article is offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.
To claim, visit article.com/murder, and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout.
That's article.com/murder for $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.
Goodbye. Support for today's episode comes from Square.
Nobody starts a business because they love payroll
or invoices or business.
And that's why there's Square.
Square brings your payments, inventory, scheduling, staff, online orders, and reporting together in one connected system.
You can take payments in person, online, or on the go and track sales and inventory in real time.
Instead of juggling a bunch of different apps, Square keeps everything connected behind the scenes, so you're spending less time fixing problems.
Whether you're just getting started or growing your business, Square is designed to grow with you without complicated setup, contracts, or hidden fees.
If you're starting a business or running one that deserves better tools, Square helps you sell, manage, and grow without slowing down.
Right now, you can get up to $200 off Square hardware at square.com/go/MFM.
That's SQUARE.com/GO/MFM.
Run your business smarter with Square. Get started today. Goodbye.
All right. Well, I sometimes get these like, that nervous, fluttery feeling you get in your heart.
Yeah.
Like when I'm about to start my story.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get those and I'm just like, nervous.
Well, you are about to tell me something terrible.
Yeah. But just like suddenly I have to give a presentation.
Oh, right.
Like it doesn't happen when we go on stage, but for some reason, like right now, it's like, it's all you, dude.
Don't forget your gestures.
Don't fuck this up. Yeah. Okay. So
Webster's dictionary defines. No, sorry, go ahead.
No, I wrote a rap about the murder to the song of the Mom Spaghetti. So, no. Okay, so I'm really obsessed with this podcast right now called Teacher's Pet that I can't stop listening to. That's this investigative journalist podcast about this probable murder in Australia in the 80s. So that's where my fucking brain is right now.
I was listening to it while I was in Hawaii.
Me too.
And did you really?
That's what my Hawaii
didn't talk about though.
No.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And I kept doing the thing where I fell asleep listening to it.
Yeah.
So I would listen consciously to 2 episodes and then subconsciously to 8.
Yeah.
And it was weird because then I would re-listen to like, oh, now I'm on the 3rd one, but I'd be like, I know what's going to happen.
That.
This is weird.
Yeah, I do that too.
It's such a good podcast.
It's so good. And it's going to break as it's happening right now. Like it's great. So
and so creepy.
So creepy.
Okay.
I love it. So my brain is there right now. And so I'm doing a story in Australia, same time period. I am doing the death of Azaria Chamberlain, aka A Dingo Ate My Baby.
Oh my God.
I know.
This is no wonder you have butterflies.
Yeah.
This is an epic story.
It's an epic story. It's fucking horrible. I didn't know. And like, I used to hear that we used to say this joke, a dingo ate my baby in elementary school here in the States as kids. And I didn't fucking know what it meant.
Right.
And up until I really did all this research, I didn't completely know. But it's bananas. So I hate to say that a dingo ate my baby like a joke, because it's not a joke. It's horrible, but that's just what everyone knows it as.
Right. Wait, it was almost like completely separated from the movie, and it was more of people like to do that accent. It was a playground version of throw another shrimp on the Barbie.
Yeah, it sounds funny and silly. Nobody knows what a fucking dingo. I didn't know what a dingo was until an adult. So
it's not like little kids were saying a dog ate my baby,
yeah.
And people are like, ha ha ha.
A lion ate a baby. No, that's not what that.
Right.
Or I think it was even a dingo took my baby, stole my baby. 8. Okay,
it's 8.
All right. So the Chamberlain family consisted of 38-year-old Michael. This family's all Seventh-day Adventists, and he's a pastor for Seventh-day Adventists. His wife of 10 years, Lindy, she's 34, and they live in northern Queensland mining town of Mount Isa with their 3 children, a 6-year-old boy named Aiden, a 4-year-old boy named Regan, and their infant little girl, Azaria, who's 10 weeks old. The couple's like super attractive. They're like cool, whatever. She has a Dorothy Hamill haircut and wears the 80s dresses that I fucking am obsessed with no bra, like that stylish kind of thing.
Yeah. Of the day.
Yes. And in the eventual made-for-TV movie, A Cry in the Dark, she's played by Meryl fucking Streep. So you can imagine she was very beautiful.
Now, was that a made-for-TV movie or was it a full-on?
It was a movie. You're right.
Full-on movie.
Thank you for Corrections Corner.
Just because Meryl Streep doesn't do made-for-TV.
You're correct. I think I see a movie from the 80s and it looks so corny that I'm like, there's no way this had to be.
Well, and also it had that thing of like a family torn apart. You know, it has all those pieces.
Right. But you're right. And the father's played by Sam Neill.
Yes.
Who's
the great Sam Neill.
Yeah, you know him from Jurassic Park.
And Twitter. He is the best Twitter feed. He is the best on Twitter. He just shows pictures of all the animals on his farm.
Oh my God.
And basically it'll be like him with a duck leaning in and he'll be like, no, the life or whatever. You have to follow Sam Neill.
He's doing Twitter right.
Yes.
If he's on Twitter for 68 hours a week, then he's doing it.
Wait, can I just say one more thing?
Yeah.
Sam Neill is also on Peaky Blinders.
Okay.
Moment of silence for Peaky Blinders. Okay.
All right.
Season 5 coming to you soon.
Email Karen. Tell her that Peaky Blinderinos.
I can't. Please don't do that. I'll have a nervous breakdown. I can't handle it.
Okay, so we're in August 1980. We're fucking picking up where you left off, basically. The family goes on a camping trip to Central Australia's most famous natural feature, Ayers Rock. It fucking basically looks like a desert version of the mashed potato sculpture that they make in Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yep.
You know?
I just started watching Zachary Quinto's new version of In Search Of. Do you remember In Search Of from Leonard Nimoy?
That's so amazing that it's Leonard Nimoy and Zachary Quinto plays him because he played Leonard Nimoy.
Yes! And he
I
also
love
is
that.
interested in all the weird stuff. And I love Zachary Quinto.
He's
and
great.
at the very beginning of that thing, they had this beautiful time-lapse shot of Ayers Rock.
Nuh-uh.
And yes, because I watched it last night and went, that's
So weird,
all I
Karen.
could think of was what a great shot it was because they did this thing where like it shows the stars, how many stars you can see because you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's gorgeous. And it's like you see the entire...
Like swooping across the sky the way they do it. I love that.
Like when you can see the Milky Way in the sky.
I have to watch. I love it. That's amazing.
Okay.
It's in the Northern Territory of Australia. You gotta be like, why would you bring it? The thought of fucking camping with a 10-week-old baby sounds horrible, but the thought of camping with myself sounds horrible. So I'm not the person to talk to about that.
Not your style.
No. They pitch a tent next to their car at a campsite. There's other campers there. It's a populated place. It's not like they were all by themselves or anything.
Right.
That day, they did normal camping people stuff. Like the boys all went hiking, and the mom, kind of just wandered around, looked around at shit. And Lindy later said that she had seen a dingo near a cave, and she felt uneasy. Found it staring at her, and she said she had a feeling that the dog was casing the baby. And okay, so then I write, so what's a dingo? Webster's Dictionary defines a dingo as...
Right.
It's so weird that you knew I was going to do that. So what the fuck is a dingo?
Right.
It's basically a fucking wild feral dog, and it that makes you think it's really cute, so you're like... Oh, it's not that it's like harmless, but it's not.
It's like a coyote.
It's like a coyote, yeah. The dingo, it's a medium-sized canine, lean, hardy body, blah, 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 blah. Some of its prey includes kangaroos, cattle, water buffaloes, and horses. And it's a dog size. So imagine, to have to take it down.
A dog attacking a horse?
Yeah.
So they're fucking serious.
They're serious. Their jaws, apparently open wider than, regular dogs and stuff. They're, fucking scary. And they're like scavengers. You're not going to fucking tame this dog.
No.
So that night, on August 17th, 1980, I was just maybe 2 months old at that point.
Oh.
2 months old, baby. Oh my God, I was the same age as her. Okay.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, shit. No, it's not. It's actually not that interesting.
I mean, but it's personal, which is fun.
Yeah. 8 p.m. So it's well after dark. Those stars are up in the sky. Lindy finishes breastfeeding Azaria, takes her to the tent. The tent's about 30 feet from the picnic table where everyone's kind of congregating and hanging out. Places the baby in the bassinet on the ground, though, makes a little makeshift bed, covers her with blankets. Then she takes one of the boys who wanted something to eat over back to the picnic table. And that boy, for the rest of his fucking life, is probably traumatized and has to have so much therapy. You have to feel so bad for these kids. At 8:15 p.m., the Chamberlains and the other campers hear sharp cries from Azaria in the tent. They hear the baby cry out. Lindy fucking books it for the tent just as she sees the dingo run out of the tent with something in its mouth. She goes into the tent. She's fucking looking in the, blankets for the baby and can't find her. Runs out of tent runs in the direction of the fleeing dingo and yells, "Help, a dingo's got my baby." There. The other campers form a search party. There's authorities and local residents, eventually totaling over 300 volunteers, including Aborigine expert trackers with their dogs come, and people are fucking trying to find this fucking dingo lair where this dingo took the baby. Dingo paw prints were noted in the sand outside the tent. The trail is followed, which shows marks indicating a dingo was partly dragging an object, periodically setting it down, maybe to rest or to readjust its grip. And where the object was put down, the depressions contain the imprint of a knitted garment. So it's pretty clear what had happened.
Right.
The trail indicated the destination towards known dingo dens, but they lose the track, and couldn't follow it any further. So initially, at this point, everyone's like, clearly this is exactly what happened. There's no doubting their stories by authorities or anyone. And a dingo was seen in the campground before dark by campers that same night. And one of the other campers said that a dingo and she ended up testifying, had tried to grab her older daughter by the arm, and they were feeding the dingo, throwing food at it. They were not scared of them.
Right. Sorry, but the way you just said that I've grabbed her daughter by the arm made it seem like the dingo hooked his arm with her arm, get over here.
Get over here, you. We're going to
come to my cave.
Let's skip.
But no.
No, with its mouth.
Aggressive dog shit.
Yeah.
Dog stuff.
Yes. And other campers heard a dog growl minutes before they heard the baby's cry. So everyone was backing them up. Also, the park ranger had recently warned that the dingo population was increasing and becoming very aggressive, and had wanted to do extra things to make sure people knew that. In the following days, dingoes in the area are fucking shot and killed, and their stomach contents gone through to see if there's any human bone or human protein.
God.
But there's no sign of Azaria, and the Chamberlains return home, which is so awful.
So horrible.
Okay, then a week later, August 24th, 1980, a photographer is shooting in the area. His name's Wally Goodwin, and he notices some baby clothes in the brush. And found are a bloody jumpsuit, booties, diaper, and an undershirt, all belonging to Azaria. Sorry. And he is like, I know what this is. He doesn't touch anything. He doesn't want to disturb it. He doesn't even take photographs of it. He fucking calls the authorities. They come, and he's really fucking surprised when one of the cops reaches down with his bare hand and just grabs one of the clothing before he even takes a photograph of where everything is laying.
Oh no.
Yeah. He quickly examines the clothes, maybe to look for bones. I don't know why. And then attempts to place the clothing back in the way it was, but he lays it, it looks placed because it is placed, which leads to people thinking that it was placed there by the parents, the clothes, and it was staged. Okay. So they also failed to properly examine and photograph the tent's interior. So there's no proper photos of those things. Blood, vegetation, and hair samples found on Azaria's clothing are examined, and the tears and the fibers are studied to see if it's, what a fucking dog or a dingo attack would look like. And then at a wildlife reserve, dingoes are tossed meat wrapped in babies' diapers so that the marks on the diapers could be studied and compared to Azaria's.
Right.
The media and the public go fucking batshit. This is their O.J. Simpson trial, and they go crazy for this story. Everyone is torn on whether a dingo did it or not. People are like, there's no way a dingo would do that. Dingoes did do shit like that, but it was usually the Aboriginal people, so they didn't. So
white people didn't care,
didn't give a shit, and didn't hear about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so of course, as is always the case with this type of things, the Chamberlains, their demeanor is scrutinized by the media and the public. They don't observe what they would expect from a couple that had just tragically lost their child. And I kind of fucking get it, because it's totally, it's creepy. So Lynn is asked in this one interview if she was surprised that the clothing that was found was hardly torn, because there was just one tear by the neck and one little tear in the arm, not a ton of blood. And she calmly describes, and there's video of it, of how a dingo attacks its prey, and that it paws at the prey, you know, say like a fucking kangaroo, to rip the skin off. And she says peeled it like an orange. So that's probably what happened with the clothes and why there wasn't a lot of like bite marks and shit on the clothes. They just peeled it off. But she's talking about her fucking baby, and she's like so stony faced and not fucking reacting at all. And it's weird, but we all know that, you know, we all know now that you can't judge someone's grieving process, but it's fucking weird.
Well, and also, could she be on like Xanax or some kind of intense medicine that's...
Well, here's what she is a Seventh-day Adventist, and their belief is that whatever happens is God will, and they trusted in it, so they weren't in mourning. That's what some people say. Oh. They were like, yeah, God wanted this to happen. They're not devastated. And Seventh-day Adventists, fucking email me if I'm wrong.
I mean, you're in mourning because you still have lost your child, but there's something, it's not that thing of like clawing at your hair going, why?
Right. Or like, you know, yeah.
But still, like, yeah. But either way, like, it is so crazy that it is only 30 years ago or whatever, but that it's such a different thing now, because it's like, who knows who slips people pills when they're like, oh, you're in the worst grief of your life. They'll just take this for next 2 weeks or whatever.
Of course, in her interview, she has a point where she's like, if I had been crying and bawling, they would have said that I was faking it and acting. If I had a stony face, they would have said I was heartless, which is what they ended up doing. Also, she's really beautiful, which of course just turns people against her immediately as well.
Yeah, that's right.
So newspapers, the media, this is on the front of it sells so many fucking newspapers that any little thing they could get, and they were being fed a lot of secret information from the police, they would print it. So newspapers fuel suspicion that they'd killed their baby, because also Seventh-day Adventists at this time in Australia is really misunderstood. No one really knows much about it. They report that rumors that the Chamberlains killed their baby, possibly as religious sacrifice.
Oh, no.
To atone for the sins of their church, or they were somehow linked to the Jonestown mass suicide that happened 2 years earlier. So they think it's either culty, or they think like they're witches and they had sacrificed her.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about your Jonestown thing.
It was just that Jonestown, when the rattlesnake thing happened, Jonestown had happened the month before.
Holy shit.
So it basically, people were like, they shut it down.
Yeah. Okay, so even Azaria's name, which is Hebrew and it means blessed of God, or whom God aids, they mistranslate it and they say it means sacrifice to the wilderness, which is, I think, the translation in like a different language. So they're like, fucking see. But like, imagine if you really believed that was true, that they sacrificed her on Ayers Rock, and they're like, oh my God, we just found out that the name means sacrifice. Like, that's fucking spooky.
Yes, and it's the thing people love, and it's how, you know, like that tabloid press works in that way, where it's kind of like a beautiful person. What's the worst thing we can say? Like, we're unmasking a devil.
Right.
Everyone loves that story.
And it's like, you know, I was watching all these shows and shit about it, and it's like the more unfathomable the event is, which is a baby getting murdered, the more insane and like crazy the theories are going to be, because people can't fucking handle it just being an accident or just being something, you know, it has to have these connotations and shit.
Which kind of explains, like, the thing that bothers me so much, which is that the Sandy Hook truther people, which is Alex Jones telling people that this is a conspiracy.
What the fucking fuck?
But if you are the kind of person that has either mental issues or faced extreme loss or whatever, somebody coming in and telling you, hey, guess what? That's not real.
Thank God. I didn't want to believe in it. Thank
22
God.
22 kindergartners did not get shot. Like, it didn't happen.
Like, you don't want it to, so you grab at what he's saying.
And then you hold on really tight.
That's right.
And that sounds like what this is. It's like, we can't have random chaos eating our babies.
We need it to be, we can't have that camping isn't safe, even though there's a ton of people around, and that something as simple as a dingo snatching your baby, like, Like that wouldn't happen because last week when I was having a bad week and I talked to my therapist about it, she was like, the reason you're having a hard week with all these things that are happening, like the shooting at Trader Joe's and shit, is because it's chaotic.
Yes.
And it's unexpected. And that makes it so much harder than if it's like someone dies of cancer or something. It's, it's horrible and awful, but it was expected.
And it doesn't make you feel like a complete lack of control.
Right.
And it's that issue of I'm such a good parent. This could never happen to me.
Yeah.
And if the story is that it just happened to two great parents, not just good parents, but like religious, good people,
responsible parents,
that opens a reality pocket that like there are people who can't have it.
Well, that makes total sense because the shit they grabbed onto, like once Lindy dressed Azaria in all black, in a cute little black nightie, and that's fucking, and people can't handle a baby wearing black, God forbid. Isn't that weird? So they must be Satanists or whatever.
I'm just trying to picture, and I also can't picture a baby
it's
wearing
hard.
black.
It is weird and hard to picture, but it was like a baby's dress, but it was
also, if
black.
someone gave her the dress,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, whatever. You can dress your baby in whatever fucking color you want.
I mean, there's people who have babies who like have shit in the front that says like, I'll shit on your hand or whatever. And people think it's great.
Or like daddy's fucking, I love to spend daddy's money or whatever. And you're like, what the fuck is this?
I'm the daddy in this situation. What? You're 6 months old. Get out of here.
The daddy in this situation is our new shirt immediately. Stephen, please write that down. And actually, in the fan cult, we're going to be having contests to see who can design our next piece of merch or whatever. And so join the fan cult because I feel like that has to be the first one.
I'm the daddy in this situation.
I'm the daddy in this situation.
But here are the rules. Please don't involve any babies in that picture.
Yeah, nothing babyish.
We can't have a dingo or a baby in that picture.
Go to myfavoritmurder.com, join the fan cult. Put your, what's it called?
Put your name in the fishbowl.
Exactly.
Put your business card in the fishbowl.
Count the marble. How many marbles are in the jar?
Fucking 500.
That's
Always
right.
say 500.
This has gone off the rails.
Yes, entirely.
Okay. Boop, 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 boop. There were rumors. Okay. There's all these rumors about what really happened and why. Like they needed to give her a reason as to why she did it. So there's all these bullshit stories. It's boring. And then, of course, there's like a TV crew crew's invited to film an experiment that the police do with a dummy baby pulled through the desert brush to see if like a dingo will get it or like what, like, so they're wanting the media to come see all this sensational bullshit. Another to film a search of a sewer of a motel room where the Chamberlains had slept the night of the disappearance. So they're like fueling this shit. So none of these rumors fucking matter because on February 20th, 1981, after an inquest, magistrate and coroner of Alice Springs, Dennis Barrett, gives his conclusion on live TV. You're like, why would you do that? You're just fueling it. But he's like, this has gotten so fucking insane. Let's just get this over with. And earlier in that day, there had been a bomb threat called in the fucking courthouse. And they had cleared out because people are so incensed by this whole story. Everyone is fucking losing their fucking shit. And he states that Azaria had died by a dingo attack and that the coroner also chastised the police for shitty police work and said that he had felt some of the police may have been against the idea of a dingo being involved from the start and had like tried to find bullshit stories.
Right.
And that their evidence against the Chamberlains did not stand up and also said that the clothes were tampered with after the fact. All this shit.
Yeah.
And the police are like, fuck this dude. Fuck this shit. We'll show you.
That's not good.
No. And they refused to accept the coroner's findings.
What?
And this is the coroner's inquest. And as we listened to in The Teacher's Pet, like that's a really big deal in Australia. I feel like we don't do that as much here. Or like don't lean on that as much here. But it seems like in Australia, it's like what the coroner's inquest says goes.
Yeah.
Right? So the authorities' theory is that Lindy took Azaria from the tent to the car, took her into the car, slit her throat, the baby's throat, then stuffed her body in a camera bag, the family's camera bag, because they found like clothing fibers in there or something. And then with Michael's help, and after the searchers had gone home, they fucking run out to the desert and leave the body, bury her body, plant the clothes as a decoy because they had been folded and shit. And that they have no motive. They just
did it because they're Seventh-day Adventists.
Right.
Because they're different.
Yes. And then so authorities get a second opinion. They're like, well, fuck you, coroner. Our second opinion is from a British forensics expert named James Cameron.
I love his films.
Yeah. Do you?
No.
That's what I thought. This fucking pile of shit, dude. He sucks. He later, like all of these cases that he had expertly testified in, of course, and gotten people prosecuted and charged for. Turns out he was full of shit in a lot of them.
Oh no!
But in the meantime,
like that blood spatter expert.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He examines the clothing and comes to the conclusion that Azaria's throat had been cut, and that he puts ultraviolet photos, shows up a handprint on in blood on the jumpsuit, and you're like, and he's like, here's the handprint, and you like can't see a handprint.
Can I ask a question really quick? Yeah. All of these conclusions or whatever, there's no body. They're just doing it based on the clothing.
There's no bones. All they have is the body. And
you just said all they.
all the bones from the body are. Oh god, that sounds awful. That's not funny. No. Okay, all they have is clothes. Yes.
Right. Okay.
That's all they have.
Okay.
So, but okay. We can do this. Okay.
But I mean, he's saying these things of like a throat cut and stuff.
Yeah. He's like, look at the fibers here. Look at the way the blood is. Look at the, and then he's like, there's no dingo saliva on the clothes. All this crazy shit. And Lindy's like, the reason that what might be because Azaria actually had a coat over that was never found. So she had what they call a matinee coat, over all the clothes that they found, and the matinee coat's never found. So that probably would have taken the brunt of the blood and the dragging and the ripping because that's what she was wearing initially.
Right.
So she's saying that that's why it's there, but they're like, well, what this bullshit missing matinee coat doesn't exist, they're saying.
Okay.
The Chamberlain's home and car is searched. Huge quantities of items are taken by police. And the vehicle is forensically grid searched by a laboratory technician with a biology background. She finds suspected blood stains on the console and the floor and under the dashboard, which was described as arterial spray patterns, meaning like from your fucking neck, spraying blood out your neck, which fits the theory that her throat was cut. Investigators can have positively identified the blood as fetal blood too, so it's a baby's blood.
Okay, this is really happening. Like they see blood spatter in the car.
That's what they're saying they find.
Okay, I don't like that.
No. Okay. Despite all the eyewitnesses, all the people at the fucking campsite are like backing up the fucking Chamberlains. They're like, this is not what happened, blah, blah, blah. Police go back to question them again. They all have consistent stories once again, but the police told them they didn't want to hear anything about a dingo. They're like, tell me your story again. Don't fucking say a thing about a dingo, like without a dingo in it.
Very odd.
Mm-hmm. November 1981, the Supreme Court of the Northern Territory quashes the findings of the first inquest. And in February of 82, the second coroner's inquest finds cause to commit Lindy to trial on charges of murder. And Michael Chamberlain is charged as an accessory after the fact. So they go to fucking trial.
They go to fucking trial, and it's, of course, the mother.
Right.
The mother did
it. An all-white jury, 9 men and 3 women, which of course the women would have been more sympathetic. So of course 9 men makes more sense for the prosecution.
Right.
They hear over 150 witnesses. Many of them are forensic experts, some of considerable note, and evidence that Lindy, who's now, by the way, 7 months pregnant.
Oh no.
With another baby. They hear evidence that she had slit her throat, Azaria's throat, with scissors in the family car. And, and tried to simulate a dingo attack and like planted all this evidence to make it look like a dingo attack.
The craziest.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's go to a place, go out and then get around 30 people.
Yeah.
And then stage a multi-tiered dog-based kidnapping.
Totally.
Insanity.
But for no reason. They also were like, we don't have to prove, we don't need to give you a motive. Like they were just not going to.
Because they just want to kill their brand new.
Yeah.
Also, you know how they say like the way babies are, the way their faces are, the way they look, it's all, it's made for our like base reptilian brain to love it because that's why we take care of babies and care about them.
No, it's all, it makes no sense.
It makes no sense. It goes against everything. Oh, evolution. That's the word I was looking for.
Okay. Ultimately, she's found guilty.
What?
And despite the judge being like to the jury, yo, dudes, this fucking evidence, like, you guys know what reasonable doubt is, like, basically telling them, don't fucking do this. They do it. And you kind of understand it in a way, like with the O.J. Simpson trial. It's like the jury members are fucking probably terrified for their life if they vote the wrong way.
Yes.
And piss off
the police.
50. So there's a poll that shows 52% of the nation's residents believe that she's guilty. So Lindy is sentenced to life imprisonment with hard labor.
Fuck.
And Michael's given a 3-year suspended sentence.
Right.
So he's, of course, out.
Right.
1 month after beginning her sentence, Lindy gives birth to a daughter.
Oh.
I know, who she immediately, after an hour, has to give away. Well over 100,000 of Australians signed petitions calling for her release. And everyone's super divided on this. Like, people are fucking fighting over this. It's insane. But then something fucking bananas happens. I mean, something even more bananas happens.
I just got chills.
Yeah.
Hoping, because I'm like, this is so hopeless.
Do you know? This is crazy.
No, I don't know.
Okay, this is fucking crazy. So, 3 years later, 1986, an English tourist and hiker named David Brett was hiking at Ayers
Rock?
Yes.
Oh.
And he lost his footing and falls to his death to a little frequented side of that area.
Oh, no.
Off the rock. Sucks. He dies. Fucking
But
R.I.P. David Brett. While they're looking for him, they find the matinee jacket.
Oh, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a sad.
I know.
And yet, thank God.
I know.
That's this whole story is worst case scenario in every way.
I know. So they find it 8 days later. Okay, they find the jacket in an area full of dingo layers. Like, it's an area that's fucking crazy. They also okay, so it's her jacket, and it's covered in blood and fucked up and crazy and shit. The chief, and it also confirms her story of what happened. So the chief minister ordered Lindy's release from prison immediately. So on February 7th, 1986, so that's fucking 6 years after Azaria got fucking stolen, she's freed. And they go back and test that fetal blood in the car, and it turns out not to be blood at all, Karen. It turns out the drops are spilled chocolate milkshake and some copper ore dust, and the arterial spray was overspray from injected sound deadener applied at the car's factory. So they just like sprayed foam on the car, and they were like, nope, that's fetal blood.
What the fuck?
That was forensic fucking science.
I hope at least 2 people got fired for that shit.
I hope so too. On September 15th, 1988, both convictions were quashed. They're pardoned, but they're not exonerated.
Oh, man.
And Lindy's fucking pissed, and she's like, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
that you need to apologize to me. Like, she wants an apology. And people still kind of fucking hate her for this shit, too.
Of course,
and
that shit doesn't go away.
to this day, people still don't totally believe her. Like, ask half Australians. I don't know how many, but they still don't believe her.
Well, can I just say one thing? Because then when things get like this, then the rumors start. Everybody knows somebody who went to school with her, who did this with her, who has a Seventh-day Adventist relative who's this weird and that da-da-da.
Well, do you know that in one of our minisodes, we read a minisode by a girl whose father was the lead detective on this case.
Oh, shit.
And people got mad at us because I was, looking up on our email and in the Facebook group just to see if anyone had anything to say. People were like, because she was like, well, we have to say it was a dingo, but we all know the truth, winky face. And people were like pissed at us because we just kind of glossed over it and didn't know. But we didn't know.
We were just reading an email.
Yeah, so like people are still fucking... And then I was reading like the Facebook, threads about it, and some people are like, I don't know.
Wow.
It's still divided.
I remember reading that email because it was kind of like... it just seemed like, but that's the thing. If you have somebody that's like the inside information guy, I'm the lead detective. I know things. I'm privy to information I can't tell you.
I tend to trust the lead detective.
Yes. So of course, everybody's in their own cult.
Yeah.
Everybody's in their own cult. Whether you're the cult of I believe whatever the police say.
Or your fucking weird family.
Or I hate anybody that has a religion different than mine.
Yeah.
Therefore they're other and other has to be gotten rid of.
I'm a fucking Sandy Hook truther.
Fuck.
Bastard.
We have to figure out these human issues before the world ends.
That's right.
Quickly,
because there's so many stupid people out there, you guys. We fucking smart and popular ones need to fix this. Now. Please.
Smart, popular people. Usually smart and popular don't go together. We're changing all that.
We're changing that. Okay.
And then we mispronounce every city in Australia.
Shit. Okay. May 1992, Northern Territory government announced a payment of $1.3 million to the Chamberlains as compensation, but that's even less than that's far less than their bills, their legal bills were, it said.
Of course.
And also later, people from that government were like, well, we thought she was guilty still. We just had to let her go. So even they still thought she was.
What more do they need?
I don't know. In February of 2012, a fourth coroner's inquest finally into the death of Azaria Chamberlain was opened by Territory Coroner Elizabeth Morris. Finally, a fucking sane person here. Elizabeth Morris considered new evidence concerning dingo attacks on humans, including 3 fatal attacks on children since the third inquest. Oh, there was a dude, there was like a fucking expert forensic witness on this trial on the stand who said that dingo's mouths can't open big enough to like grab a baby by the head. And then the fucking defense attorney just holds up a photo of a dingo with a doll's head in its mouth. And the guy was just like silent. It's just like all of these people being like, this can't happen. And then it's like, well, you're wrong.
God, that's weird.
It's
like, this is a true witch hunt.
Yeah. Yes. It's in a lot of articles. It's Salem-y bullshit.
Yeah.
So, including 3 fatal attacks on children since they started the fourth inquest. There's been 3 fatal attacks on children.
Shit.
So it's like it happens.
Yeah.
And then she concludes that after 32 years, 8 legal proceedings, and tens of millions spent on the investigation, that a dingo did indeed kill Azaria, and Azaria's death certificate finally is changed from unknown to dingo attack.
Wow.
And that's the death of Azaria Chamberlain.
Shit, dude.
Yeah, that's AKA a dingo ate my baby.
God,
took my baby.
It's just mind blowing.
Oh, how like I see these ones and I'm like, how have we never done this?
Yeah.
There's got to be so many other ones like that.
I'll be honest, when you first started, I was like, we've definitely done this.
I texted Steven.
But I bet you it's because of that minisode.
I think it is. I texted Steven when I thought of it, and I told Vince, and I was like, I'm going to do it. And he was like, I'm pretty sure one of you did that in Australia. I was like, shit. So I texted Steven, and I was like, please tell me we did it.
No, I'm so glad. Here's the thing, too, is like, it's, we get it. It's like when you're divided and there's lots of details we don't know, and to actually be there and be involved in it. Like, also this day and age, we're also used to the tabloid, the crazy shit. We're all in that process. We get it.
Yeah.
But back then it's like the 80s when it really was first.
You thought there was a bat boy if you saw it on a fucking cover of a magazine.
Yeah.
There's also a thing too where I think especially in Australia and like places like where it took place is that unless you understand what it's like and out there in the middle of the Aboriginals could have been like, yeah, that totally makes sense that a dingo would have done that. But people who are from fucking Sydney are in major cities are like, that's insane. A dingo wouldn't do that.
Right.
Dingoes, keep to themselves or, they're polite. I don't know.
Right.
But unless you're from that place, you don't understand what it's really like there. And I think it's the same goes for places like Petaluma or like with your story. It's like, unless you're fucking living out there, you don't understand how secluded it is or how whatever the fuck.
And what the culture is.
Right.
It also makes me think of, and this is a little bit of a weird left turn, but I don't know if you saw this on social media. It was at a Cubs game and a player threw the ball to the little boy in the front row.
Yeah.
And it dropped and the guy picked it up and handed it to his wife.
Right.
And that clip got played and all these people went batshit bananas and hated this guy. Now this guy he was like blonde shaved head with his Oakley blades. The little boy was really little and really cute or whatever. And it just looked like this weird, to me, I will say, the first time I saw it, it looked like this symbol of what we've turned into in America, where people are just grabbing to get their own and they don't care who they knock over. And I was thinking, I was like, the only reason I didn't immediately retweet it and be like, fuck this guy, is because I was trying to think of like something different to say than all the other people that were doing it. And the next day, there was this article that was like, everybody got this wrong. And it was all the people that were sitting around that guy and around that little kid. That guy he had caught a ball himself and already given it to that little kid. So the little kid already had a ball from that guy. And when the wife took this picture of the second ball, she then handed it to the little kid on her right. So as opposed to being total monster assholes, these actually were kind of the coolest people in the section. And all the people around were like, I don't know what you're doing on Twitter, but like, they just didn't show that part. They only showed the second half.
We all have this like, what's the word? Like trigger.
A hair trigger
of being incensed and angry right now, which because there's a lot of shit that we should be incensed and angry about.
So much that that's all we do now is figure out who we hate. And I just think like, it's a human thing to do, is to get indignant and this is wrong and this guy needs to be called out, because we trust any picture we see. The first thing that comes up,
any headline,
you don't read the article. You're just like, I hate that too.
I know this about that.
And it feels good to be self-righteous. It makes we feel so bad about everything else that it feels great to be self-righteous and to call out an enemy and be like, that guy's the worst. And after just reading that article, I just kind of went like, I have to at least put a pause on it. And at least acknowledge that's my instinct. And I need to start with the man in the mirror and like,
you need to stop, look and listen to what is going on inside of you.
What my feelings are.
What is this triggering in you? Is this about you or is this about baseball?
Why do I need to? Am I jealous of baseball?
Do you love baseball?
Do I want to be at a baseball game?
Vince is at a baseball game right this fucking moment. $1 Dodger Dogs tonight. I told him to sneak one home for me, and I bet he won't. I know, I am too.
Sneak one home. Do you know how terrible a ballpark dog would be 3 hours later in a pocket?
Would I eat it still?
Does he do that for you? Does he bring you Dodger Dogs?
No.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious.
If he does, I'll let you know.
He's like, onions, mustard. I'll put it in my pocket.
That's right. No, he doesn't. He does nice stuff, but that's not one of them, thank God.
Yeah, I think that's...
Pocket Dodger dog?
A pocket dog.
Oh.
Hey, Georgia. Brought you a hot dog.
Oh my God. But it's from this afternoon. I said yes. It's from this afternoon. And I've been sweating.
You open up the hot dog and there's another engagement ring in it.
Another engagement ring.
This is the most romantic thing a husband could do for an already married wife.
We should go to a baseball game. What is your... fucking hooray.
I will tell you, and now I'm going to be a little bit riot girl about this and say I'm slightly embarrassed to tell you this. And I've actually told you this already, but I'm going to say it for the show. And of course for Steven, who I want to know all my personal thoughts. My therapist told me I had a certain series of complaints where she went, I think you need to listen to Shonda Rhimes' The Year of Yes. And
did you roll your eyes so hard that your head hurt?
I was like, I certainly will. And then I walked out angry, like, how dare you?
It's so weird. It is really specific when your therapist suggests an actual thing, like a book or an app or a person to listen to. Because mine doesn't do that a lot. So you have to take them seriously.
Yes, exactly. Also, since she's been my therapist for 14 years, and I know how rarely she does it, but she had just listened to it and she's like, a lot of this reminds me of, she talks about a lot of this stuff. And so essentially it's so fucking good.
Oh my God.
I already have I feel like many of us, but I definitely have intense respect for Shonda Rhimes, who has an entire night of television. Has had, I don't know if currently it's like this, if this is still the lineup, but for years she basically owned Thursday night, which is fucking crazy.
She's the showrunner of 3
massive hit shows.
Yeah.
And she's had probably 6, but like 3 have been juggernauts.
So, and there's no question she's a fucking badass.
Insane badass. But
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
So in this story, she's talking about how she realizes her older sister tells her that she never says yes to anything. And it's related to, she was invited to some party and she was telling her sister, oh, is this cool party? And her sisters are like, but did you go? And she's like, well, no, I didn't go. And, which of course, from that moment one, I was like, uh-oh, this is me in a nutshell.
And then it's like, you're going to make me go out, aren't you? You're going to make me do things.
So her sister, the way her sister said, you never say yes to anything, bothered her so much. And it's her older sister. She's the youngest.
Yeah.
That she decided for 1 year she was going to say yes to everything she possibly could. Wow. But the way she breaks it down, I just listen to it. If you feel stuck, or if you feel like your life is smaller than you want it to be, or if it's big in some ways and tiny in other ways, and like you're trying to find balance, but you don't know how to do it.
Karen, stop talking about me.
Talking about me always. I cannot only talk about myself.
No, that sounds like me right now.
It's amazing. And it's also this thing of when she just talks about why she would make these decisions. And one of the things that blew my mind the most is she talks about how she was not even invited. She was just told that she would be going to the, those Kennedy Center honors, and she was sitting with the Obamas.
Wow.
And she says, the only reason I went is because it wasn't an invitation, so I couldn't say no. They just told me, show up on this night. And that was the beginning of it, where she, of course, because she said, I would have said no. I would have figured out a way to get out of it. And it's this thing that I think working people do. If you're a bit of a workaholic like me, you use the work and the busyness as an excuse to not do the things you love, because you go, that's not important. I'm doing the important shit. Yeah. And then your life gets filled up with work and no play, and you become like a dried up old one of those awful peanuts that's sour in the middle that you bite right fucking into, and then it's sour. Yeah. And that it's like, the way she talked, there's times where I was just fucking bawling because...
Do you think it'd be good, like knowing me as a person, do you think it'll help me?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just because also she's crazy smart.
Yeah.
And she talks about, like, the reason she's a writer is because she spent a lot of her childhood alone, keeping people away, and just writing the reality she wanted to be in. And it's really hard to stop doing that, especially if you then go on to be a professional writer.
It's working for you in a lot of ways.
So, like, we are the kind of people, like, you know, when you call your own shots, then you're just like, well, I know best because I've gotten myself this far.
Being a workaholic and having a fucking shit ton of anxiety has worked right now. It's like working right now for me.
Yeah.
So why would I stop doing that?
That's
why
right.
Why would I like stop and have fucking self-care?
Yeah. And she starts talking about, like, some of the things are like, she plays with her kids. Like, when her kid says, Mommy, do you want to play? She sits down and says yes, even though she's on her way out the door to go to a party or whatever. And how that, the way she judges what has value and what doesn't have value changes, because suddenly she goes, this is my children's lives. Of course I should be there for it. Yeah. It's just that kind of stuff. And then, I don't know, everything about it struck so many 1 million chords for me in that way. Oh, I told you this part, which was my favorite. She calls laying on the couch, eating and watching TV, veal practice. And it's my favorite thing I've ever fucking heard.
Love it. Veal practice.
I have been in such deep veal practice, pretending like I don't care.
Yeah.
And that's been a big mistake. So anyway, if you have any of those feelings, I highly recommend.
I love it.
She's very smart. And she also gave a speech. There's a couple speeches included that she has given. Like, one was a commencement speech at Dartmouth where she went to school, but one was at, like, the Hollywood Women's Association of Superstar Women. And there's tons of crazy women, but she gives this fucking speech because it's like, they're saying she broke this glass ceiling, and she starts talking about all the women who tried to break the glass ceiling and didn't, but slammed up against it and created the tiny cracks. And I was like fucking sobbing.
That's
so she
incredible.
was like, thank you to all the women who are here, and thank you to all the women who didn't make it here. Are you kidding me? It's such a good book, and it's like self-help that actually works while you're listening to it. I listen because I listen to both.
Oh, I'm listening to it
Right.
immediately.
That's
That's
mine.
great. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Mine, I just decided I'm changing a rule. My fucking hooray is going to be a thing that I want to do in the next week.
Okay.
And I'm fucking naming it right here because I feel like it's the only way I'm going to get myself to do it.
I like this.
I
Well, also, can I pitch something?
Yeah.
I really like this idea of like future goals.
Yeah.
And we can make up a fun name for it later, but
Yeah.
like this maybe should be another thing.
I
to
like
do.
it too.
I do
I'm
too.
just going to go to a yoga class or go to the gym.
Good.
Because I feel so shitty right now and bad about myself and I'm not fucking sleeping well. And I know that, and I just don't feel healthy. And, my back, it's all these fucking things that I know I will feel better if I start going back to yoga
Yep.
or go to the fucking gym for even a half an hour, but I just can't get myself to do it.
Right.
So next week when we're back here during fucking hooray, I'll tell you if I've done it or not.
Can I say this?
Mm-hmm.
What if this is week 1 yoga challenge? We both go to a yoga class at some point in the next week so that when we come back, we have to tell each other about it.
I love it. And this is my problem is I'm like, well, one's not enough. It's not going to do anything. I need to go 3 times. Like, I'm just like crazy like that. So let's just say we need to go 1 time.
Let's start small.
Okay. Let's high five over it.
Yeah. But not with your foot.
That wasn't my foot. Okay, great. I love it.
Been loud with your foot.
Everyone
I love
let us
that
know
idea.
if you're fucking joining us for the one time in a week yoga challenge.
And also, I know it's hard to go alone. There's all these reasons. I always say I'm going to go, and then I go, I can't show up with this body at yoga.
I know.
Don't do that. Just don't do it
Or
to
like,
yourself.
I have to work out first because I'm not in shape enough to go to, yeah.
That's perfectionism ruining your good time.
Yeah, you don't have to be perfect. Just fucking do things.
Please don't have to be perfect, because then that means I don't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
And I would really appreciate that right now.
Yeah. We also, speaking of, if you just want to exercise and feel good, we have, we want to give a shout out to the hashtag I'd Look For You and all the incredible murderinos who are part of this movement in honor of our, one of our listeners, Maggie Dykeshorn, who passed away recently while hiking. And there's going on August 5th, that's this Sunday, there's going to be around the country now, all these fucking hikes dedicated to her. And the hashtag I'd Look For You. There's Facebook groups. If you're not on Facebook, just look up the hashtag and you should be able to find, a hike near you or start one if there's not.
Yeah. And there is a map of all the places where hikes are planned around the
Right.
country. And I cannot believe this
It's
map.
incredible.
I can't believe it.
There's
It's
one right here
beautiful.
in Griffith Park this weekend.
Yeah.
So
Really lovely.
We just want to, again, I mean, it's such a beautiful thing, and shout out to Maggie and,
And shout out to you guys there's the idea that people are creating real friendships and communities around a
causes,
podcast
yeah.
and kind of being there for each other and it's not like anybody, people informed us you were doing it, but you're all doing it
Yeah.
yourselves. It's such an inspirational thing to us.
Yeah.
That you guys get this shit together, and it's just so nice.
Every day I'm like just blown away. We're blown away that this is our lives and this has happened, and we're just so appreciative of it. And so thank you guys.
We're so blown away that we have to stay on the couch. No, not
We
at
have to
all.
go to yoga because we said we would.
And especially with that in mind.
Yeah.
With that in mind.
Yeah.
Like go outside, move around, take in some other scenery.
Yeah.
Do it with a buddy.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for listening. You guys are the fucking best.
yeah, thank you for everything. Stay sexy.
And don't get murdered.
goodbye. He's right there.
Oh, Elvis, you want a cookie?
Yeah.
You said it right into the mic.
The best time to think about home security is before you need it.
That's exactly why there's Simply Safe.
Traditional home security only alerts you after a break-in has already happened, and that's too late. Simply Safe is changing that.
Simply Safe's US-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them so intruders never get to your house.
The system is customizable so you can build one that fits your home and your specific needs.
The 24/7 professional monitoring is effective and affordable and won't lock you into a long-term contract.
I think that's what's so scary for so many people is that long-term contract. And like, what if it turns out you don't like it or need it? But they don't have that because they know you'll like it and you'll know that you need it and feel so much safer when you have it. Like at this point in my life, I would never go without a security system on my house. I just feel safer with actually having Simply Safe around.
There's a whole staff at Simply Safe that's waiting to talk to you and help you out. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/MFM.
That's half off at simplysafe.com/MFM.
There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Goodbye. Cheap Caribbean's Jet Set July sale is here.
Right now, save $200 on vacation packages of 4 nights or more with promo code 200BEACH.
Whether you're dreaming of Cancun, Jamaica, or the Dominican Republic, your next vacay just got more affordable.
Don't let summer pass you by without the beach.
Use promo code 200BEACH and get more sand for your dollar.
Head to cheapcaribbean.com today to book your beach vacay.
Goodbye. Capture your favorite summer feeling with Pandora Jewelry.
Discover a collection inspired by the sunshine, freedom, and moments that make the season unforgettable.
From sun-kissed metals to personalized pieces ready to be engraved with your summer mantra.
Each design moves with you from beach days to golden nights and every memory in between.
Shop Pandora Jewelry's new summer collection in-store or online at pandora.net and let your summer unfold. Goodbye.